Whoops. Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. Little technical difficulties with my antenna. It's horrible weather here in Montreal, and it's affecting my antenna. I may end up watching this game online after all. We'll see what happens, though. Sort of good. Anyway, it's game number 73. Montreal is hosting the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. And, it's going to be... I don't know. It could be a boring game. Could be a really good game. Who the hell knows with these two teams? And, so I'm going to do some play-by-play. Well, either way, I'll have the game. And I'm also going to do commentary. I'll have some guests on tonight as well. And, we'll have some fun. So let's see who's here, and we'll go from there. Guru. Hey, Guru, welcome back in. He says, go Habs, go. So if you're here and you are not talking to me, then why? Now, if you're here, say hi. We'll talk in the chat. We got about 10 minutes till the drop of the puck. And, we could talk about whatever you want, pretty much, within reason. And let's go with that. So if you're here, say hi. And I'll wait for that to happen. The news tonight, I don't know. I just kind of heard that it's possible that Mike Hoffman not in the lineup tonight. So I don't know. The lineups that Montreal put out this afternoon said Hoffman was in the lineup. So we'll see. Max Gunville, been a long time. Max, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in the chat. Bye-bye. Welcome back, bye-bye. David, how's it going, David? All right. So talk to me here in the chat. Anything you guys want to know, anything you think I might know, just ask away. And we'll go with that. I'll just drum my fingers waiting. I think if I wait for people to talk to me here, I'm going to be waiting a long time. The puck's going to drop. Let's see. What do I know about tonight's game? The Jackets are second game of back-to-back games, so they beat who they beat? The Islanders last night in overtime. That could go well for Montreal. It could be an advantage there for Montreal. At the beginning of this game, we have a little bit of time actually before the puck drops. There's going to be a ceremony celebrating Indigenous people. I don't know exactly what they're doing. But we're gonna have a ceremony before. What else? Boston Bruins, AJ Greer only got a single game for his, I think it was a deliberate attempt to injure on Mike Hoffman. Hoffman had 36, didn't want to come out. I ate not too long before my pregame show. I'm kind of burping it up. Took 30 stitches to close the gash on his chin, 15 outside, 15 inside his mouth. Jordan Harris should be back in the lineup tonight. Should be paired up with Jonathan Kovacevic. Monty's in nets tonight. That's it. I don't need to talk about Eric Stahl again, do I? I don't think so. All right. MTG. Yeah, MTG. No, I don't. First of all, there's a reason why that can't be. So unless you think that the NHL is in on it, because for Price to have gone on the LTIR, he had to pass through the NHL's to check his injury, and they investigated that to make sure that he was really injured. They don't like when you do that, so it's not what's happened. And quite frankly, you think Carey Price at 35 years old, when he's getting that old and he doesn't have a lot of years left, is really going to be in on this? And he's going to say, yeah, I'll miss a season and I'll come back when I'm even older. I really don't think so. I don't see how that would be. Huzu says, I've had a debate about, by the way, welcome back, both you guys. I've had a debate about integration and hockey being for everyone with a Boston fan. I'd like to say I won the debate, but I destroyed it. Montreal and QC are where the idea hockey's for everyone was born. Is that true? You mean somewhere uninclusive as Quebec is where that was born? Really? Okay. Montreal, I believe it. Quebec in general, I don't. I honestly don't. They're so prejudiced and racist and anything is you want to say here in Quebec, and I have no trouble to say it. It's here in Quebec. I mean, not that it's not everywhere else too, but all right, let's talk about nice things though. I really have a feeling I'm going to watch this game online, not on TV. We'll see. Who says, love me some Canadian hockey? I don't think Gary Bettman loves him some Canadian hockey, though. That's a big problem, I think, for the NHL going forward, in my opinion. I don't like where the league is going. But MTG, what you're saying is you agree with what I said, but hey, you like the bullshit of the conspiracy anyway. 99.9999999% of conspiracy theories are bullshit. Just got to tell you that. And I love me a conspiracy theory, but most of them are bullshit. So, that's a hill I'll die on. Well, don't want to die. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be watching this on online by definitely after first period. If it doesn't get better, I'm watching this online. All right. All right. You say same here, but come on. Is one or the other, dude. I used to love conspiracy theories, and I used to believe in a few of them. There's only one that still got me. I'm not talking about it. I don't want to talk about it, but there's only one that I still got me, but I don't pay attention anymore because it'll drive me crazy. Well, let's talk some hockey. I would say we have. I don't know how long we have. We have probably another 10 minutes till they drop the puck. I don't know how long this ceremony they're doing is gonna take. So I don't know. He's not but where's Willie O'Ree from? If he's from Canada, then no, he's not African American. Well, that just goes. Obviously, no. Anything about the game? Nobody wants to talk about the game at all. At least talk about something that's not conspiracy theories, please. I don't mind talking about. I'm American, so I can say this about dumb Americans. I don't mind talking about that at all. I'm a dual citizen. If anybody was worried that, oh, he's not a Canadian, I'm both. I was born right on the border. Right on the border. My mom was lying halfway, and I was born right there, so I'm dual citizen. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to just get the other stream up because it's horrible. It's a really bad night here. Just windy. It's very windy, and I think that's the big problem is the wind. So I'm going to get prepped with On Hockey TV so that it's running and I'm ready in case I really need it. Yeah, home feed. So just give me a sec. I gotta do that. I gotta run it. Sorry for this, but I gotta do this stuff. No, you can't give me that twice. God. All right. So Back to you guys. I got the other. I gotta have the feed ready to go because this one is just in and out, in and out. It's driving me crazy. Let's see. Well, I think ever since the Kucherov incident, I know that the NHL's kind of cracking down on that kind of a thing, and I know Carey Price had to go. Like they had to jump. What's the word I'm looking for? They had to go over the hurdles to get him on LTIR. It had to be approved by the NHL. So I doubt the NHL's in any conspiracy like that. So it's not happening. Carey Price. I mean, listen, if that were the case, he'd be practicing. You're not going to take a year off from even practicing and then expect to win a Stanley Cup the next season. Come on. Let's get real now. Or he's from New Brunswick, so he's not African American if he comes from New Brunswick. Mike Price isn't at a place where he can play 20 games a year. He can't even play a game. That's the whole point. He can't even practice. So he can't play. So it's not about anything other than he can't play because he can't practice. If you can't practice, you can't play. Practice? Are we talking about practice? He got us in the finals. Yep. I don't have a Southern twang. I was born in upstate New York to Canadian parents. That's why I'm dual citizen. But I've been here my whole life since I'm 4. So I doubt I have a southern twang since I've never been to the South. They are doing the national anthem now. I don't get this because they said there's going to be a ceremony. I don't know if they did the ceremony in the I don't know when they did the ceremony. I got to see how far behind. I'm watching it now on the. I want to see how far behind I am on hockey TV before I go to it. I dare say I'm probably pretty far behind. It's hard to tell though because I can't have the sound on. So this is what you get when you don't talk to me in the chat. You see what happens. I've tried to tell how far. It looks like I'm pretty far behind. Oh yeah, I'm a couple of minutes behind. Nice. That's why I don't want to go to on hockey TV. I'm far behind. I got to be about a minute behind there. 40 seconds anyway. No, Jake Allen got Montreal into the playoffs? Yeah, who said the finals though? Anyway. When you're unrealistically optimistic, you're in for a real big letdown. That's all I can say. Well, on TV, Merzlikins, they're showing Merzlikins. He's getting ready for the face-off. They're just about to drop the puck. Online, I'm gonna go take a look. He's not finished singing the national anthem yet. So, yeah, but it looks like I'm gonna have to watch it there because it just keeps going in and out. I don't know if I can watch it. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Face off about to happen. I'm going to do my best with this. Columbus won the draw. And something's happening on the ice. I can't really make it out. Now I got no signal. It's a really bad night here in Montreal for the weather, and I'm not on an antenna, so obviously not a good enough one. So we are, when they show the clock, I'll tell you how far in. Got Monty in net, so I'm pretty confident as far as that goes, as far as the goaltending tonight. It's horrible to say, right? Jake Allen, yeah. Anyway, Monty's in net, so I'm really expecting a Habs win tonight. Man, Matheson can fly. Oh, if only could get some wood on that. That's what she said last night. We're a minute in. At some point, I might have to go readjust that antenna. I tried that before the show started, but it didn't really work. My dream scenario, MTG, is that they win the Stanley Cup this year. It's not going to happen. I can dream all I want. Not going to happen. Yeah, I don't know that Montreal goes after Carter Hart. And boom, just like that. I don't know who it is that scored, but it's 1-0 Columbus. Columbus has 4 shots to Montreal's 0. So I don't know if I'm going to find out who got the damn goal because I can't see anything. It's not Jenner because I think Jenner's the captain. Can I tell? Someone want to tell me who scored just scored? Peterson. Peterson just scored from Johnson and Roslovic. 1-0 for Columbus. Java, there's another good point, right? Price not hanging around the team this year. I don't see how he's going to be hanging around mentoring goalies next year. Wouldn't he be still hanging around the team? He is a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the season, he's moving back to Kelowna. Yeah, I don't know. It's not going well for you, MTG. We're almost 2 minutes in here. To this game that keeps coming in and out. So what she said again. Habs putting some pressure on here. They got a shot now, at least. Well, the face-off as the puck went out of play in the neutral zone. This year is not about the draft, MTG. See, this is where you got it wrong. That's from the fans' point of view. You're right. It's about the draft. The team's point of view, it's not about the draft at all. It's about development, developing these players, these young players. That's what this year is about. Not about wins and losses, not about where they finish, about developing these kids that are here. So, not all the time. What the fans want is what the team is looking at, and they're not looking at getting that first pick as a goal for this season. Who's who I'm going to say with the? I don't know how far they are from the wild card, but man, it's going to be hard to climb over anybody with 10 games left in the season. We're a full 3 minutes into this game. 1-0 Columbus. Some pressure here. Doesn't look like an exciting game so far, to be honest with you. Pace isn't fast. Harvey Pinard tries to make a really good move to go around somebody, but gets nailed by that guy. He's okay. He got up right away. He's still playing. And they score, Mike Hoffman. Look at that. I got the first Habs goal scorer. God damn it. So Mike Hoffman just tied it up. It was great because I came back from a black screen. Boom, just to see the goal. And it doesn't shock me. Mike Hoffman got to be motivated. Nice Matheson, getting the puck up there, and then he dropped it off to Hoffman, and Hoffman made no mistake about it. MDG, you're not intruding in the chat. If I sound harsh, I apologize. I don't mean to be. You're not intruding in the chat. Don't feel that way. That's what a chat is about, right? Is people chatting. There's no rules necessarily here in the chat. There are, but no, so don't worry about that kind of stuff. I guess I am. I don't mean to be awfully sensitive, Mike. I apologize on my end. I got to put up with this garbage here because of the weather. I can actually check now. Let's see officially how far behind I am. Oh, they're just showing the replay on the goal. That's how far behind I am. Oh, easily 40 seconds. Yeah, so going back to that, I don't really want to do that. I don't have to. Jeremy, don't need to know that stuff. Good thing to get you. Go do that on your own, dude. Closing in on 5 minutes. 4.5 anyway. Got an icing call against Montreal. 1-1 tie. I can't see much. Did they show her? Pete, I didn't see it. Trouble just watching the goddamn game. Face off to the right of Monty, won by Montreal. At least I think so. A little pressure now. Montreal moving the puck around. Harris with a shot got blocked. Let's beat the 5-minute mark of the first. This is really hard to watch. Well, it's a good night to talk to me in the chat. You see, there's not too many people here because I guess not entertaining watching someone try to find a feed. But talk to me here tonight. It's going to be, we'll do a lot of talking because my feed is horrible. Wish the weather would clear up. Then I wouldn't have any problem. Pete, yeah, I agree with you. I didn't see them showing her in the stands. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna have to drop back a little bit in time and put it there because I just lost everything. I'm sick of this. So give me a sec, guys. I have to just adjust to that. Send this over to there. Try to get it full screen would be nice. And oh, jeez, are they serious? This thing, I hate. You got to do all kinds of pop up every time I click something. It's popping up tonight. It's one of those nights. Just about fed up with this garbage. No, every time I click, it pops up. Won't let me do shit. One of those nights. Screw you, Betway. This is what I needed. I swear, every time I'm clicking, I want to get the sound on. It's just, yeah. Pull it back here. They just scored again? I can't tell you. Yeah, won't let me put the sound back. Oh, God, this is just a nightmare. I almost closed the stream. So we're gonna watch it. Well, I don't even know anymore. Now, it's only if I can get it full screen now. Finally. The good thing is I didn't miss anything because it was so far behind anyway. Give me a sec. All right, I'm back. Guru, I know both of us had Hoffman. I know. Pete, I don't know why they would. Well, I'm doing what I was doing. Anyway, I'm back. I've got the game. It's a little bit behind what I had before, but hey. Thoughts on Michkov? If I were at Montreal, honestly, I wouldn't draft him. I think he's going to drop in the draft because of his situation. All right. We're coming up on 7 minutes in now on my screen. 1-1, a 1-1 tie. 5 shots to 3 favor of Columbus. I'm burning something. No, maybe not. No, it went away. I'll get into the play-by-play in a minute there, guys. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Let's see. Tonight, Sativa tonight. Uptown Haze. MGG, that, I could see that second pick if he drops that low. Maybe that. I just don't think they're going to do it with the first one. And then again, maybe they do. I mean, I'm not an insider, but that's my opinion. I'm going to actually say good work there by Drouin. Nothing really came of it, but good to see Jordan Harris back out there. Some good pressure here by Montreal on Columbus. Can they get anything out of it? Going to get cleared by Columbus all the way down. Are we going to have an icing call? No. Harris has it. Sends it back to Kovacevic, back to Harris. Harris sends it in the corner. Merzlikins tries to play it up the boards. He does. He gets it out to the neutral zone. Robinson, I guess, almost with a good stick knocked it away, but Galley got it back. There's some good work there by Galley. Shot from the point, hits somebody. Here comes Galley over to, who's that? Ulinen. Ulinen stops at the top of the circle and scores a wrist shot from the top of the left circle. Ulinen puts Habs up 2-1. Nice. I mean, a beautiful wrist shot by Ulinen. So Galley gets himself an assist. Nice shot. I don't. Did it hit something? Let's see if it hit something. Couldn't tell by that. They showed a shot from behind the net. It looked like it might have ticked off somebody, the goalie even maybe. Andrew, opinion on re-signing Drouin if we get him under 1.5 million. My opinion on is no. My opinion, what are we going to get, a different Drouin? It's just going to hurt less at $1.5 million, but yeah, so I'd say no. Do I think Montreal will do it? You know what? I think they might. I think they might. We're over the halfway point of the game, by the way. By a little bit now. Shots are tied at 6. It's 2-1 Montreal. Whoop. Why was that a whistle? How was that? Oh, well, I guess Goudreau's holding his hand, but didn't look like slashing from here anyway. So Montreal's going to go on the PK. I don't know who it was. Just took a slashing call. Andrew, next year, I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua Roy is one of the next year's group of rookies. And there's going to be a group next year, I believe, as well. So I just don't see to what value signing Jonathan Drouin is. You know, I'd rather give that spot to a young kid coming up or somebody else they sign in free agency. As Pete says down there, yeah, I don't think he's in Montreal's plans. I don't think his little uptick here changes anything either. Yeah, I think even at Drouin's age, I don't know, is he going to be 27 or 28 next year? So maybe you'd sign him to 1 or 2 years, but he's not here for the turnaround. You know, by the time the team turns it around, he's going to be starting his decline at that point. So anyway, I don't think he's impressed the Habs enough for them to sign him. And he hasn't impressed me enough. No, Andrew, I think Drouin will get signed, but not by Montreal. But I think there's, one of the lower echelon teams will sign him. Chicago, Columbus, somebody like that's going to sign him. I agree with you on that. I like Jeff Petrie, but I mean, it was time to make the change, and Matheson's been great. Suzuki had turnover behind the net there. Nice, but Matheson had to take the puck out. Here comes Gaudreau. Oh, yeah, they're on a penalty. I forgot about that. Good work by Suzuki there. Gaudreau hits post, either the crossbar or the post. I don't know, but you heard the ding. The Jackets have an okay power play. I think it's 19.2% coming in here. Not great. It's okay. It's not the worst. Montreal's kill did a great job against Boston, by the way. So we'll see how they do here. 8 minutes left in the first, 45 seconds left on the power play. Habs not giving them that much to look at this point. They're just moving it around. They can't find an opening. Here comes a shot. Hit somebody. Evans blocked that. And here come the Habs. Is it Doc? 20 seconds left in the power play. Doc took it all the way down, wasted some time. Shot from the point, saved Monty, goes into the corner. 5 seconds left on the power play. Okay, power play over. Can the Habs get to full strength before they score? And they do. Another save there by Monty, too. Jackets still have the puck, though. And now Montreal picks that up. And they're going to come out. Doc feeds it over to Tierney, I guess that was. Tierney went to the corner. Doc went to change up. Minutes to go in the first. Offside for Columbus. Let's see, where was I? Think Price will ever play again? I do not, really. I do not. No, I don't think we end up with PLD. I don't think Dubois comes here. No, I don't think they trade for him because why? Their plans for Doc, I think, is second line center, first line or second line. Which the other one is Suzuki. Where does Dubois fit in? And at the price they're going to have to pay, to get him and then pay him, I don't know. It's not happening. I don't see it happening. Oh, nice pass by Suzuki. It almost worked. He was looking shot all the way, and he just passes it into the slot. And the shot came in, and Merzlikins made the save. So we'll have a face-off there after a commercial break. Pete, yeah, I agree with that. He'll go somewhere where there's no pressure on him. I think that's what he needs. Um, yeah, MTG. I agree with you. I love the management group right now. Yeah, Andrew, I don't disagree with that. I think next year's the year. I think Monty's going to take over number one spot over Allen next season. By the looks of it, yeah, he's been playing great. He's been pretty consistent this year. Uh, I really like Monty a lot, and I think he's going to be our starter, our 1A in over the next at least 2 seasons because Allen signed for another 2, and then we'll see from there. Well, through the rebuild, I think Monty's the 1A. He's just hit his prime, Monty. I think either this year or next year. He should only get better over the next few seasons still. Who are you talking about? Seen an all-time best hockey players of all time done by some American hockey magazine was painful to watch. Was it the hockey news? Because the hockey news is horrible. Thoughts on Primo? Primo next year stays in Laval, in my opinion, and he still has work to do. We are back. 5:25 to go in the first. Shots are tied at 7 now, and it's still 2-1 Montreal. Oh, shot for Gallagher right in front on a turnover. I think he shot it wide, actually, to be honest. I don't know what happened. Galley again gives it over to Kovacevic in the corner. Pin there. Drouin picks up the puck, but gives it away. Oh, chance. No, there was a chance there. It's not the most interesting game, unfortunately. 4 minutes, 4:05 to go in the first. We're paying Hoffman too much at 4.5. That's probably true, obviously, with his numbers, but Bergevin's the one who signed him to it. Not much you can do. And other teams see that too and don't want to pay him that. So that's why you can't move him. Who's it? Was it Hockey News? Because Hockey News, like I said, they're horrible. I don't know what happened with them. I used to love reading the Hockey News when I was younger. I wouldn't believe anything they say pretty much today, like now. Uh, Guru, I honestly don't know. I don't know. I guess they thought pretty highly of Paling. He hasn't delivered yet. for them. Yeah, I doubt it was Matheson straight up for Petrie. What do I think of Bergevin? He's our ex-GM. That's all I'm gonna. What do you want me to say? To what end do I say anything? Right? He's not here anymore. That's all that needs to be said. Okay, we're down to 2:35 left in the first. Still, shots are still 7-7. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a boring game. Good save there by Monty. 2 of them. Habs can't clear. Oh, no goal. They scored, but it's no goal because the net was off the morning. Yes. To me, the net was off. Then I heard the ding when it hit the post inside. So the net was up. Let's see here. Should not be allowed. But what about Matt Murray, who does it all the time on purpose? Could still be a goal. But he doesn't do it on purpose, Gary Galley, you goddamn idiot. I wonder if he says that when Matt Murray does the same thing. Worse. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to say. So it's a goal. J-Fed says it's a goal. Well, it's against Montreal, so it's a goal. Now that, okay, they may have called this a goal, and it may, but that not for that reason, it's not a goal. That's total bullshit. Their explanation is total bullshit. By that explanation, that puck did not go in till the net was off. That's bullshit. But am I surprised? No. That's total bullshit. Give the right explanation for what there's. Yeah, I can't eat that now. But they said the net was not off the mooring when the puck went in. That's bullshit. It was. Anyways, it is what it is. We're gonna get this from now on. I don't think this is ever gonna change ever again. How bad the refs are. The refs are bad. That's it. They're gonna be bad. till Gary Bettman's no longer the commish. This is what we got to live with. Anyway, it's only tie game. Minute 45 now to go in the first. In this bullshit 2-2 tie. Andrew, don't be scared about Doc. Doc's the real deal. And I don't know how you can't tell by watching him play. We got a minute and 2 left here in the first. It's a 2-2 tie. Shots are 10-7 for Columbus. And the one goal, to me, should go to the refs. I'll bring on in a sec there, Pete. Doc gets hurt a lot. That's what scares you. He had a broken forearm, and I don't know how that is being prone to injury. That's in Chicago. Here, I don't know what to tell you. I wouldn't be scared. That's for sure. You know what though, Husu? I'm not going to agree with you on that. Refs, like anybody else, like the hockey players, they want to be good at what they do. I would think you think they really want to be that they're doing this on purpose for the league? They're not. They're just badly trained, bad refs. That's what I think. And the league doesn't care to clean it up. I think they may be told to have a bias to American teams, but I don't think it goes beyond that. I think they're genuinely bad. You know what, though, Gabriel? I'll take a number 1 or 2 center over a solid defenseman. Sorry, any day. And that's what Doc is. So, oh, are we done? Sorry, Pete. Forgot you were there, buddy. Hello.
Oh, hey, buddy. How are
you? I'm good. Sorry, I forgot about you there.
No, it's all good. It's all good, brother.
Period's over, right?
I'm not sure. I'm just watching.
Or if not, it's seconds away. Luca, you might as well, buddy.
You were saying Doc is a number 2 center. Doc has the potential to be a number 1.
I said 1 or 2. I said 1 or 2.
Okay. I thought I heard you say 2.
And I mean, for a solid defense, I love Romanov. Solid defenseman, great, but a 1 or 2 center over a solid defenseman any day.
Oh,
right?
For sure. Right?
Any day. You got to, because like it wouldn't make sense not to.
What does Romanov really truly bring to the game except for a few spectacular hits, some decent defensive play, not very many goals? What does Doc bring to the game? Doc brings just as much, and he brings the goals. He brings the
goals, the assists, the physical play.
Who would have thunk that guy can throw fists the way he does?
Right. The physical play, the big hits. Yeah, no, he brings a lot. Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer.
That was a BS goal, by the way.
Really? I still find it hard. People are really
Post.
are complaining about Doc. Sorry, go ahead.
The
I'll bring you in a
puck hit
sec,
the
Luca.
post, right? And then bounced off of Monty. Monty at that point knocked the net off its moorings.
Net was off. Net was off the moorings in the air when it hit the post. When it went in it was still off the moorings. That's what I saw.
Pardon my language. Sorry.
Okay, you could do that.
That's what happened first. How is that a goal?
I don't know. Let's bring in Luca. Just gonna switch places with you, buddy.
Hey, Luca.
Hey, Luca. How's it going, man?
What's going on?
Good to see you again, man. It's been a while.
Long time no see. It's been a while.
What do you think of that one? We were just talking
that goal.
Yeah.
I think the only way the refs could potentially have, been in the right is them saying like no one forced Montembeault to knock the net off.
Okay,
but it off by himself.
Right. Okay.
That's the only way I can see that.
But
being
not on purpose, like Matt Murray does.
No, it was not on purpose though. So
he did it inadvertently.
I don't know. The net was off. The net was off before they hit the post. So,
my complaint is the explanation they gave, because that was bullshit. To say that it was not off, it was clearly like we have eyes. Do they not know we have eyes?
It was off, but I think if they had said, even though the net was off, if it had stayed on, the puck would have still gone in the net.
That's what they're trying. Yeah, that's what.
If the post was in its regular spot, it still would have hit the post, come off of Monty's back.
But say that
to the net.
But
they didn't say that. So we don't know if they looked at that or not.
The net went a little bit. So that could have affected it, and he didn't knock it off on purpose. So I don't think Anyway, it is what it is. It's a bullshit explanation because their refs are bad.
It's helping us get closer to the tank. So
that's why I'm not going to go screaming and yelling because of that reason exactly. But still, it's stupid. I hate to see. Listen, the refs are. They're bad just across the board. They're just bad, all of them. I don't think there's one good one.
Oh, I'm just happy the way that the Habs are playing right now.
Yeah, no, me too. No,
overall, they're playing great. They're playing great hockey, even though they're losing. They're still playing great hockey.
They are. It's hard not to get angry at seeing such poor reffing, but I think it's something we're gonna have to get used to. I don't think it's gonna go away, so you kind of have to, I guess, overlook it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. What do you think of the 1-game suspension to AJ Greer for what he did?
Peter, you want to go? I didn't watch the game, so I can't.
You haven't seen the replay of the hit?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's okay. But Peter, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's like Hoffman said on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. I accidentally bumped somebody in the head, cross-checked somebody in the back of the head on their helmet. I got 2 games. I get cross-checked intentionally in the mouth ripped open, and he only gets 1 game.
Yeah, no, he said a deliberate cross-check to the face, 1 game.
Full intent to injure, and that right there should be 3 to 5 games.
Oh, without a doubt.
Full intent to injure.
It was what else could it be? And the guy said like he didn't. He's kind of saying he slipped. He didn't mean to hit him there. Are you kidding me? He didn't mean to hit him there. Anyway, it is what it is. So how you been there, Luca? Anything you want to talk about in particular?
No, it's been a while since I've been around. Just been really busy with school and stuff. So now that I've got a Saturday night off.
Awesome. Good to have you. And we're getting near the end of the season. Just 9 games left.
Yeah.
Not much more opportunity. What's been going on? Question for you. And I don't mean to, because people think this is politics. It's not. Have you seen this story with Eric Stahl?
I heard about it. I saw a Sportsnet article about it, but I didn't read too much.
He denies ever wearing a Pride jersey, yet there's video and pic of him doing it here in Montreal.
He's wearing the baby blues.
And then they said to him, there's evidence of you wearing a Pride jersey in Montreal. What do you have to say about that? No, I never did.
He's a liar.
He's flat out liar. Okay, if you haven't seen it though. Hey, what have you seen? You got to tell me what you've seen.
All I saw, the most recent thing I saw was that Sean Farrell's team got absolutely destroyed by Ohio State, and that he
8-1.
might be signing his ELC very soon.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
That's the most recent thing I've seen.
It hasn't happened yet, but it could happen literally any minute now. But I expect tomorrow we'll probably hear that Sean Farrell signed his ELC, but I don't think he's going to come to Montreal because it doesn't make sense for them to burn a year of his ELC to bring him here for 9 games.
Let him play in the minors.
Yeah, they'll sign him to a PTO for Laval, and he'll go play there, I think. Or he won't play at all, and he'll take the rest of the season. I don't know.
It'd be nice if you could. Is Laval in the playoffs? I know they were trying to make a push for the playoffs, but
is who in the playoffs?
Laval.
I think they're. I don't know if they're in.
I think they're on the cusp.
I think they're on the cusp. Last I saw, which was just a couple of days ago, is that they're not. They're on the cusp of it, I think.
Okay. If they end up making the playoffs, it would be nice for him to get some game action there.
Yeah, well, it makes sense then if they're going to sign him to send him to Laval, like sign him there and let him help them make the playoffs and then hopefully get that experience. I agree with that. But so far, I like he's not coming to Montreal this year.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't make sense.
From a skill standpoint, he's NHL ready.
No, that's not what I'm saying though, right? But it just doesn't make sense to burn a year of his ELC to bring him here for 9 games this season, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to make the playoffs, okay, different story. But I mean, that's not happening. So anybody thinks we're making the playoffs, I got news for you. We're not. Okay, I'm scrolling down a bit because I think I missed a lot of comments. Let's go from here. No, we're not going to talk about that. PL says, Luca, it doesn't look like I'm going to catch you in the pool. You're not. Enjoy the new car. Oh, I'm giving away a car. Oh, well, you mean like a dinky car, right? I'll have to settle for the $5,000. Yeah, not giving away $5,000 either, but definitely you're winning that pool. And then I'm fighting it out for the asshole who I'm managing. I'm fighting it out with myself because I'm managing his team, and that's me and him. No one's catching us either from behind us at this point.
Did you ever end up figuring out who that person was?
Happy Nation? I have no idea. He's got problems. Whoever he is, he's got some problems. He's accusing me of cheating. Cheating how?
Oh, Rick, you're a total cheater.
Yeah, no. Well, you know what happened? I'll explain it one last time. So, because you guys are both in. Are you in the pool, Pete?
No.
But Lucas. So what happened was when he used up his 100 moves on that, I think on the points pool, he decided to go look at the rules, and he saw that I had changed the amount of moves on the day before the draft, I think. What I had done was I was going to lower it to 50, and instead I did, and then I changed it back to 100 because I was thinking about it, said 50 is too little. So I changed it to 100. So he only saw the change to 100 thinking it went from unlimited, which it didn't. And he accused me of being a cheater. So we had some back and forth. And I told him I had enough of you. I just threw him out. The good thing is, though, I'm not cheating, and I've been keeping up with his team. So everybody playing the pool, even for the points pool where he's chasing me, I've been keeping up. Thing is, he's got all his bench players are injured because he's got no moves. So I can't even do anything. And he was bragging how he's going to kill when the 2 injured players you have come back. You didn't count that there's 8 more injured players, though. Anyway, enough ranting on Habs Nation. And I actually like the guy. What do you? He's kind of controversial, but I liked him, and he does that anyway. But yeah, it looks like you're definitely going to win that pool.
We don't know just yet. McDavid or McJesus could have like a 30-point game.
I have McDavid, but I think it's in.
It's in the other.
I don't know which pool. Is it in that pool?
It's in the other pool. It's
in the other pool. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're too far. You're 200.
I think BL Duff has McDavid. He's right behind me.
I know, but he's 200 points behind you. That's not.
Yeah, but McDavid could go off the last 10 games of the season and could
He's not getting 200
make
points.
up the gap. You never know.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I'm not going to anoint you the champion yet, but I think you're going to win. My opinion. Okay, anybody got questions out here for Luca in particular, or Pete or myself? But
Andrew's got a good one.
Go ahead, read it.
Opinion on Lane Hudson, or is he going to be too small? Lane Hudson,
Luca, I think we've heard our opinions. What do you think of Lane Hudson now?
What do I think of Lane Hudson? I've never watched a game of his live, but all I've seen are highlights, and all I see is a guy who can walk the blue line, who keeps his head up with the puck, who makes super smart decisions. He's probably one of the smartest hockey players I've ever watched, like, period.
Yeah, and he's got the puck on a
any
string
level.
on his stick.
When he's got and his skating stride is so unique, and he's so elusive. He's always got his head up. Like, you think he's a guy like, oh, like, he's gonna get hit, he's gonna get crushed, but he evades checkers. Like, guys try and hit him, you can't hit him.
He dances out on the ice with the puck on a string on his stick, and he makes amazing moves. The thing for me is just this one thing, right? And we don't know till he hits here. Can he do that against the better competition that's the NHL, right? He's in a little bit weaker competition, but I mean, he's a freshman though. Doing that, can you imagine?
As a freshman, right?
What he's doing there, it's crazy.
As someone who's he's a 2004, right? So playing against guys who are, 1998, 1999 born players, some of the players that are 5-6 years older than him.
And bigger than him.
Yep, and bigger than him.
Although he's grown, they say 5'11", which I mean is 5'10", right? Usually right? So but 5'10", Lane Hudson at 5'10" is going to be very formidable, I think, here.
Mm-hmm.
Once he puts a little more, he kind of put some muscle on. He's still a little.
Oh, he will. He will.
He will. Yeah.
He will put some more. He'll put
some
more
definitely.
Muscle.
So
guys don't fully grow into their body till they're about 21. 22.
Oh no, without a doubt. And he's not coming here yet. So in college, they get a lot of time in the gym during the week. So, like Caulfield, he said that was one of the big benefits was that he put on a lot of muscle.
Yeah, Caulfield put on 10 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, exactly.
From his draft year to this year.
Yeah, so you got to figure Lane Hudson's going to do the same thing, and that's going to be a big difference when he hits here. I'm expecting really big things.
I just see from the highlights of the decisions he makes with the puck and the vision he has, not only for passes in the zone, but also just finding seams with shots from the blue line, or being able to deke one guy and then pick a corner or something. Like he can score. I didn't think he could score the way he's been scoring.
Yeah, he's crazy talented. And speaking of making the good decisions and like that, another guy we just talking about, Sean Farrell. There's another guy like that, right? Guy makes great decisions, super skilled. It's a hell of a prospect pool that's on the verge of arriving over the next few years.
Yeah, I almost think it's too many.
No, it is.
We don't have the roster spots for
without a doubt. But isn't that a good problem to have?
It is. I mean, some of them aren't going to pan out. Some will. Some won't. But
some will get moved. I mean, some will get moved too.
Slow down and think about that. You've got guys like Edmondson that are up there, and Savard that are up there in age. They've got another couple of years before management is going to want to move on from them. So those guys that you see in the minors, they're going to end up on the team within the next couple of years. So it's all going to fall into place.
And listen, not everybody's going to hit.
Yeah, but not all of them are going to turn into an Edmondson or a Savard. What's going to happen is
it's not possible.
One or two of those guys is going to get traded for a Matheson, or one or two of those guys is going to get traded for an impact forward.
Right, but at least you have now the prospects that when you're trading them, you're getting back quality. You're not trading like plugs to try to get a good player. You're trading good for good. And if you want something good, you got to give up something.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it. But now we've got the prospects here. So, yeah, they're not all going to play for Montreal, but I think they're going to be NHLers to some quality.
Mm-hmm. Well, Hudson and Farrell are two guys that are going to be playing for Montreal.
yeah, without a doubt. Can you believe people putting those guys in trades, and Caulfield and Suzuki in trades?
No,
It's
they're not.
nuts. It's nuts. Like I don't.
Hudson is going to be a joy to watch, and I know I'm going back to what you guys were thinking there. Like, is he going to be able to play the NHL game? If you stop and think as he develops, he may get a little bit slower. I don't see it, but as he develops and then eventually comes into the NHL game, the way he moves and his edge work with his skating, he's going to skate circles around the slower guys. There's a lot of slow defensemen out there in the NHL. So
less and less though. But yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you.
he's going to do well. He's going to take a couple of hits, but we do have people to protect. Hopefully he gets healthy and whatnot, and some other boys grow and get stronger. But eventually, yeah,
I don't know. He's in the same height range as Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes. I don't hear people saying, "Oh man, if these guys, you got to worry they might get hit." I don't hear that kind of talk, so I don't see
Makar
why.
takes a hit. Look at him; he's
right. So I don't see why
times.
he's not the 5'7", or I think it was 5'7" when they got.
Did we get a goal?
Are they're coming back? Oh, they're coming back. Awesome. So the second period's coming on. You want to hang around or?
Yeah, sure. I was just gonna say I don't remember from that video that the Habs posted a while back of them doing their draft stuff, but I don't remember if it was Nicholas or Bobrov that said every NHL contender has this type of player, and he was referring to Lane Hudson.
Every
NHL contender has a player like Lane Hudson. They have, whether it's an Adam Fox, a Cale Makar.
Oh, I see what you're getting at.
A mobile defenseman who can generate dynamic offense.
No, I get that. Yeah, listen, we've got to have it too. There's no doubt about it, right? It can't just. I'm just trying to get the game back because I'm having a hell of a time today.
That was a beauty goal by RHP.
Just on hockey TV today, it's just every time I click, it is a pop up, and I can't do shit.
Matheson.
And if you can pair Hudson with a shutdown defenseman, then you give him free reign to do whatever he wants to do with the puck, right? So, and we have enough of those guys, albeit
you don't necessarily Luca. You don't necessarily have to put with a shutdown defenseman. You just need to put him with somebody that's going to be defensively sound, so that when he does go up the ice, that other defenseman will drop back and cover the zone. And you have to have at least one forward that is defensively sound that will come back, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we do with Matheson right now. Is when he's out there, we have a forward that is aware that when Matheson attacks, they drop back.
Mm-hmm. And he's with Savard right now, and Savard is not the most offensive minded player, right?
No, he's not. By the way, that was Raphael Harvey Pinard from Matheson. Was it Matheson and Suzuki?
It was Matheson. Yeah,
Matheson and Suzuki. Yeah. Montreal's up 3-2. That was like 30 seconds into the second period. Okay, just wanted to get that out there. How do we all get on here together? Magic.
It looks like the Habs will probably end up picking anywhere from 4th, 5th, or 6th. That's my prediction.
BL says Luca for 2025-26 season. The Habs starting goalie will be Monty, Primo, Dubas, or someone else. What do you think?
It's a good question. Dubas has been developing well in the NCAA. However, I feel like by 25-26, management may have made a trade for an impact goalie, or may have picked someone up in free agency.
Or Monty, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but Monty could next year could be that much better. He could win that spot. I don't know that he's hit his ceiling yet. Monty, he's getting better.
He's getting better. He needs more games.
I think Monty's in the running.
Monty's in the running, but I think Monty's in the running in a 1A, 1B.
Yeah, that's fine. I agree with that.
I don't see him starting more than 40 games.
I agree with that. 1A, 1B.
55, 60 games.
No, I'm not saying that about Monty. I think Monty is in a 1A, 1B tandem. I think I think that's where most teams are going to try to go. I think that's the future of hockey. You got to have two guys that can start any night and can get you wins.
Yeah, Boston's got Allmark and Swayman, and they're doing that exactly.
Look at how that's working, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think
Number
that's the
one team in the
future.
league. Number
For
one
the teams that
defense.
for the teams that don't get that guy, because there's going to be guys that you got to play them 60 games. You know, there are goal. If you have one of those, you got to do that. But I think in general, we're going to see more split tandems.
Yeah, the workhorse goalie is harder and harder to come by.
Yeah, no, and that's why you're going to see that more. And I think with injuries and everything, you kind of need, you know, a situation a little like what we have here. I don't know if Allen's living up to it 100%, but I mean, he's been great too. Like at times, most of the time. But I really like Monty. I think I don't think we've seen the best of him yet.
Oh, he's improved. He's improved a lot.
He's improved, and he's still improving.
Yeah. Possible 3-on-1 here.
He just hit his prime, Monty, I think. We got 1:05 left here in the power play on my clock here.
Got 37. They just blew a whistle.
I don't know what was the penalty. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. You guys were distracting me, and we've been, you know.
Are there any other questions in the chat, Rick? I don't have the chat up.
What's that?
You don't have the chat?
I don't have the chat up right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm looking at that.
You're bad. Get that chat up there.
I got the chat. My chat's up. No, not really. BL does say his vote is for someone else being the starting goaltender. I know, I'm looking at a replay here. Oh, close for Harvey. Are they looking at the goal? No, that was close. Oh, Jackets just took a penalty, slashing penalty. So there'll be 4-on-4 for a little bit. No? 37 seconds of 4-on-4.
I'm back at 5-on-5, I believe. Nope, 4-on-4. 3 seconds left for the 4-on-4.
Yeah, well, I don't know where's Luke at. Probably all 3 different times.
Give me one second, because I have to switch screens because I'm on 2 different screens.
I should also try in the intermission. No, I should have tried my antenna. Weather's bad here in Montreal. I have my antenna outside. I should have the game easily. No, too bad.
I'm on a replay. They're on Jordan Harris. They're like have a screen on Jordan Harris. Now they're about.
Okay, I just saw the play on Jordan.
They just faced off. Yeah.
Yeah, they just faced off for me too.
You guys are ahead of me.
There's a minute 20 left in our power play.
16, 42, 41.
I was gonna check mine.
49. I think Peter and I are on the exact same time.
Oh, it doesn't even come on. So the antenna don't even give me nothing. All right, that worked well. Oh, it just came back on. I'm ahead of you guys, but it keeps going out. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oh, well, I'm behind. It's okay. We're talking anyway.
Yeah.
Opinion, goalie will be a top pairing D. Andrew believes so.
Goalie will be a top pair D man?
I'm going to say at this point, I think no. He's going to be top 4. I'm going to, unless they bring in another big-time defenseman, I think Justin Barron is probably going to be Matheson's partner next season.
Right now with Goalie, he's got to learn to control himself a little bit better and not put himself into harm's way, so to speak. Otherwise, his career is not going to last as long as he wants it to.
I think Goalie has a lot of potential, though, to become a.
He's got extreme amount of potential. It's just he's got to take care of himself and not put himself at risk. And I don't know. He plays with his heart. He's he's a really good player. I would like to see him take care of himself a little bit more.
Yeah. I hadn't heard of him before the Habs drafted him, and then as I got to learn about him and watch his interviews and just like see his character from those interactions that he has with interviews and things like that, and what his teammates have said about him, He just seems like a kid that's got a good head on his shoulders, and whatever he puts his mind to, he's going to achieve it. So
my big concern on the
like
team
him
right
too.
now is Jake Evans. What are we going to do with this kid?
I don't know. But just want to say, Sean, Fire Stick, don't mention that to me. That's nope. I checked out Fire Sticks. I'm not doing that. Sorry. My opinion on goal. I guess I gave my opinion on goalie.
Peter asked, "What are we going to do with Evans, Rick?
What are we going to do with Evans? He's signed for one more season, isn't he? Not? Is he not?
I'm not sure.
I think Evans
friendly. Let's go cap friendly.
is here for now anyway. For next season, I don't think they're moving him. What do you think, Luca?
Let me pull up Jake Evans' contract. So Jake Evans is currently signed through 24-25, which means he has UFA status in 25-26.
Yeah.
I think he's the Habs' third or fourth line center till his contract expires.
Yeah, and then you'll see if it depends on draft, on off-season moves, on rookies that come up next season. I think Jake Evans is going to eventually get moved because better players are going to be here.
I think it's all based on who they draft, because if they go center in this draft, like if they're lucky enough to draft Adam Fantilli or Leo Carlson, those guys are future 1Cs, both of them. And so if they draft either of those guys, then Owen Beck essentially becomes your fourth line center,
right,
of the future. And he essentially replaces Evans with more offensive upside.
Yeah, for sure.
And the same 200-foot capability and better faceoffs, right?
I think with the prospect pool, with the guys coming up, Evans is here till there's a better guy here. That's it, and then you move.
But if they draft a winger, like if they draft Zach Benson, let's say, who is a center winger, but he probably projects more as a play driving winger in the NHL because he is 5'10", $160-ish, but he is a very, very good skater. Probably not a center at the next level.
I think if Montreal stays around 5 or 6, I got a gut feeling, something in my gut is telling me that there is a possibility that Leo Carlson drops to 5 or 6, and that's who they're going to get. I
hope so. I hope that he drops.
I don't think he's going to go top 3.
If that doesn't happen, my opinion is they go for Will Smith.
Yeah,
Will Smith is another great player as well.
Yeah. Because there's a connection with him and Hughes. Hughes has coached him. He knows him well. He knows the character, and that's what they go for. If he fits that bill, I think they go with Will Smith because of that.
And he has been scoring at a pace, if not better, than Logan Cooley's pace last year in the U.S. National Development Program. So
I think it's Will Smith.
You look at a kid with Will Smith's stature, with his ability to drive the play, and his 200-foot game, and he's scoring like that.
The problem, though, with Will Smith, there's one problem, and you got to keep his wife's name out of your fucking mouth. That's the only problem.
BL Duff has got a good question here, and it goes a little something like this. BL says, Gooley, lots of dots, and then he goes, is he possibly a soft player? And I'm kind of questioning that too. Is he possibly a soft guy?
Why would you... He went into the boards and he came out with a high ankle sprain. I don't know that that's a shock. It makes him soft.
No, it's just, I don't know. He's gone down a few times here. That's why I'm saying he plays too hard. He doesn't protect himself. I'm hoping it's that he doesn't take care of himself. I don't think he's soft. But I definitely believe he's not protecting himself.
I don't know if he's soft. He was playing over 30 minutes a night in June. In the WHL playoffs.
Soft players don't play that 20.
He's not soft.
Games.
What you're looking at, I'm going to believe Brendan Gallagher when he was asked about the injuries, saying honestly, because I don't think Gallagher doesn't strike me as a guy that's going to lie. It's coming up for me. No, he says it's
Harvey
basically
Pinard,
coincidence and just bad luck that these injuries 2 years in a row. I don't see why not believing him. Coincidences happen. Bad years like this with injuries happen. If it happens next year, that's different. I don't think coincidence. That's different.
You got to
This
watch
line
him
is
play.
this line is buzzing. Whatever St.
I'm
Louis
gonna
put
see this
together
goal
for this
coming up.
game, the line is buzzing. Like beautiful.
Beauty. Who was that?
Pinard.
Yeah.
Harvey Pinard, his second goal of the night to make it 4-2. That's the score
can't
I
take
got.
this kid out of the
Suzuki,
lineup. You can
No more goals.
Suzuki with a great
Third
zone
point of the
entry
night for Suzuki.
and a drop pass to Hoffman.
Second.
Hoffman, perfect pass to RHP.
Second or third? It might be the third point of the night. It's third point of the night for Suzuki. 3
Yeah,
assists.
that line's been buzzing all night.
He gets one more. He ties his total from last year.
And he's doing it without Caulfield for half the season, right? Take that into consideration.
And it was getting like, is he going to do it? He's going to do it like with authority.
Yeah.
He's going to have 9 more games to get that point and more. And he might get that point now, tonight, even still.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait till a full season where him and Caulfield plus one of Sean Farrell, Yuri Slavkovsky, maybe whoever they draft this year. If they're lucky enough to draft Connor Bedard, I could see Bedard on the wing with Suzuki. And Caulfield.
God. Can you imagine if
that could potentially be 3 100-point players or 100, 110 point, maybe 80, 90-point players. Like
it's too much to dream even. I'm not even going to do that. I'm not, because
I'm not even going to speculate.
You just get disappointed when it doesn't happen. But if it happens, you can be overjoyed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because Bedard projects as a winger at the NHL level.
Now we get Bedard. That's a different story then.
Hey, listen, fellas. Mama is cooking up some king salmon upstairs, so dinner is done. I'm gonna go have some dinner. Love you guys.
I gotta eat after.
I'm gonna go have some yummy dinner. But love you guys.
Alrighty.
And hopefully we win 4-2 halfway through the second.
The way it's going, I mean,
I think we should.
I fully expected something like this. Anyway, enjoy your dinner there, Pete.
Oh yeah. Fresh mango salsa, salmon.
Nice.
Yeah. Not for me for that.
It's not raw. It's cooked.
No, not the salsa. I'm not big on mango.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing, brother.
No, actually, I do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we got it.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night, Peter.
Peace out.
Gonna update. We're just over 9 minutes into this second period. It's 4-2 Montreal, 15-12. That's the shots. Montreal leading that. So they seem to have taken control here in the second. I'm not surprised by that. Fully expected it. Not the most exciting game though.
No, I would disagree. I think it's been pretty exciting.
So maybe it's just me because I'm not watching. When I have people on with me, I don't follow as close as I should.
Yeah.
So, but this second period has been. The first period wasn't, I found, not super exciting, but this period's been good. The pace is quick. Montreal definitely looking like they want to add to this 4 goals.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm pretty far ahead of you. So
yeah.
But all I can say is that the Habs are buzzing.
The Habs are?
Yeah, they're buzzing.
Buzzing, yeah, buzzing.
Yeah, they're buzzing.
No, for sure. They look like they want to add to this total. Listen, it's also a tiebreaker. I forgot about that in the pregame. This is a tiebreaker. They've beaten each other 1 time each. So I don't know how much that means to them, but
no. Columbus has to win like 5 more games. They have to win this one, and they have to win 4 more games out of the next 10. And Montreal has to lose out.
No, I mean a tiebreaker, season series tiebreaker. They've each won 1 game this year against each other.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying this is the tiebreaker. Whoever wins the season series.
Yeah, but also if Columbus were to somehow put on an absolute run.
They're not going to. Come on, they're not.
It's not gonna happen.
It would be great because Montreal can push down 1 more, but What do you think about that? You think Montreal is going to be able to push down even past Anaheim?
No,
I don't think so at this point either.
No.
I don't think
not
so.
happening.
It's too hard. It's too hard. Just like moving above to get higher up, it's too hard to leapfrog. It's too hard to leapfrog backward too at this point.
Yeah, and part of that is because the Habs are playing the way that Marty wants them to play, right?
They're not losing, right?
they're not gonna bend over and just
right. They're in every game, and so they're probably going to win more games than we feel they're going to win, right? That's why I think it's going to happen. So, but you see the projection,
just like the Tampa game, just like no one thought they were going to beat Tampa on Tuesday,
right? Who the hell would have thought that, right? Although Tampa's Tampa's worrying me. They're gonna let freaking Toronto beat them in the first round, man. I don't think they're gonna be able to beat Toronto.
Not gonna happen.
What do you think?
No, playoff Vasilevsky and Hedman, and when the game tightens up in the playoffs.
True.
Those types of players, they make a huge difference. The Nick Pauls and the Brandon Hagels of the world make just as much of a difference as the John.
I'm hoping, but I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it this year that there's potential this year that you could say, well, they could win. They could potentially win. I hope not. So I don't know.
Do you think this is the last year? Do you think if the Leafs go in the first round again, do you think it's blow up time?
Well, it has to be, right? Listen, they put everything on the line. They put they're all in to win. If they don't win, they're all gone. I think Shanahan down too. Shanahan himself too.
Yeah.
Shanahan, Keefe.
I don't know.
And Dubas.
I'm happy. I'm not a Leafs fan.
Me too. What do you think the heads wouldn't roll if they get knocked out of the first round?
Heads would roll, but they're not gonna. What are they gonna do?
I don't know. I don't.
They've
mortgaged the future. Their next. How many drafts? I mean, half their picks are gone.
No, I'll tell you right now. They have Boston's first this year,
which is not. I mean,
which is going to be 32nd overall. Which
probably
might as well be a second round. Then they don't have a pick till the 5th round, and then they have their own 6th. Next in 2024, they have their own first. They have the Islanders 3rd, and then they have picks in 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then in 2025. They traded away their first. They traded away their second. So their first pick in 2025 will be a 3rd round pick. And then they have a couple 5s, a 6, and a 7.
Not a good way to. I don't know. I think, and I think personally, I think Matthews is going to leave. He's not re-signing there. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. The Rats leave the sinking ship usually.
Everyone. A lot of UFAs at the end of next season, 2023, 2024. Kerfoot becomes a UFA. A couple other guys become UFAs. Michael Bunting becomes a UFA.
Yeah.
And then Matthews and Nylander both become UFAs in 24, 25. So for 2 seasons left.
24, 25, right. Yeah.
So 2 seasons left of Matthews. 2 playoff runs left. They have this year's playoff run and next year's playoff run.
Right. They got one more year of them. And then
before the Crows come home to roost.
Here's a question.
Matthews and Nylander both have to get paid.
You think there's any chance what do they do if they know they can't re-sign him? They trade him at the deadline next year?
Well, they have to know that they can't re-sign him. But Matthews is going to be like, yeah, I'm re-signing. And then
he's not going to. They're going to lose that whatever they could pick up for him too. I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, and I'm glad.
Rick, pay attention to the game. I would implore you to pay attention to the game. Now.
Is something coming up? We're 7 minutes left in the second. Montreal really pouring on the shots. They're ahead 20-13 in the shots. Still 4-2. And it's not. It's 5-2 now. Galley gets his first goal since returning, and I think he had an assist earlier too.
Yeah. That's a classic Galley goal, right?
Yeah, right there in front.
Just getting in the right place at the right time, finding the open ice.
Yeah,
in tight, getting to the net. Like
he's having a good game. You're noticing Galley tonight. like he's shaking off the rust, I think, at this point, and he's, his stamina must be coming back too. Yeah, that's a perfect galley goal.
Yeah. Well, the Habs are just playing free right now.
Well, isn't that the idea though in general with the coaching? I mean, is these talented guys, the forwards, to sort not play free but creative, and that's kind of a freeing them up. They look that way too.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a sense of I don't want to say like looseness about them, but a sense of like fluidity. Like no one feels like they got to be in a certain position, or no one feels like, I gotta do this and this, or else the coach is gonna get mad at me and bench me.
Right. They feel free.
They're just playing hockey. Like
they feel free to create. Yeah, they feel free to
play.
create without having to be stuck in. This happens, you do this. This happens, you do that.
Yeah.
And it's a huge difference.
There's not as much thinking.
This isn't as depleted a team, but I mean, considering how this depleted team has been playing so well, there's no way that should be happening. But It's the coaching. It's definitely the coaching. Marty St. Louis is going to deliver us a cup. I believe that.
I wouldn't get too far ahead of ourselves just yet. We still got a long ways to go.
Oh, I know that. I'm not saying it's anytime soon, but I think he's going to deliver us a cup.
Well, that could all change very, very quickly.
It could, of course. Yeah. It's sport.
So I'm not going to anoint Marty St. Louis Stanley Cup champion with the Montreal Canadiens just yet.
Okay.
I'm not doing that just yet. It's hard to win the Stanley Cup.
It is. No, I'm not making it like it's an easy thing. I just believe that this team is going to get better under him, and it's going to attract free agents over the years, and we're going to get some good players here.
I hope so. We're at commercial break, or at least I'm at commercial break.
I've got 5 minutes still on the clock anyway, and it hasn't. There's a race for the puck, and there's a penalty. Guryanov drew a penalty, tripping call, as he tried to, he kind of did break through the defenseman, but they hauled him down with his arm, I think, Boquist. So Boquist goes off for tripping, and they go to a commercial break.
Any questions in the chat? Anything?
Yeah, I'm looking here.
Anything that anyone in the chat wants to talk about?
MTG says he'd like to see Bedard in Phoenix. Yikes. And them sign Matthews. No. I'd like to see them sign Matthews. Yes, that's where he deserves to go. But Bedard to go to, what do you, where do you have any opinion? If someone asks you, where do you think he's going to end up? Where do you think he's going to end up?
I think he's going to end up in Columbus.
You know what? I said this a month ago. I think so too. It's a gut. I was asked, and I said I think Columbus, and I think they're going to end up horrible though. I don't want them to go there either. But it's what happens, right?
It's what happens. That's how I think the lottery is going to pan out.
Who do you think is going to get second? You got any ideas? I mean, any opinions? Because you can't have ideas. Like we don't know, but
yeah, I think Chicago getting second and picking Fantilli to replace Jonathan Toews, because Fantilli is a Jonathan Toews 2.0. I think that would be like bailing them out, and I think that they would really, really benefit from that.
But that almost sounds like you're kind of saying that there might be a little bit of not necessarily fixing, but you think the league would try to make that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
I don't know. It seems too good to be true almost.
But
it's like the Habs getting the first overall pick in Montreal. That's
true. I was gonna say Bettman no way would give him up, but you know what? It does. I forgot about it. It's here in Montreal. It kind of like that's a coincidence in a way, right?
Sometimes those things have a funny way of working out.
True. Sometimes they really are coincidences do happen, and then sometimes, they're pushed to being a coincidence. But anyway, I don't know.
I think if Columbus drops to like the third, or to second, they might take Michkov because they're so far away from competing.
Right.
They can wait. But if a team like let's say Anaheim, Anaheim's closer to competing than Columbus is. I don't know if Anaheim waits 3 years for Michkov.
I think Michkov drops. I think he does. I think he drops significantly too. Maybe out of the top 10.
It would all have to depend on the Russia situation, and I don't know anything about what's happening with having Russian-born players coming over. But
yeah, I don't know either.
If Ken Hughes is talking to people and they're saying like, yeah, he'll be coming over. If he drops to Montreal, you have to take him.
Okay, I could see that.
He's the second most talented player in the draft. He's more talented than Fantilli. I've watched him live.
But he's small.
Live.
He's small though.
Yeah, but he's built like a fire hydrant. He's built the same as Suzuki.
Oh, okay.
He's 5'10", but he's also like.
Is he 5'10"? I thought he was. I thought he was
5'9", 5'10", and he's like 180 pounds of pure muscle.
Oh, see, so then I saw wrong numbers. Like I saw like he was 147 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. No, or 149, something like that. He's not heavy. No, and I thought he was like 5'8" or 5'9". I think 5'9". I think you're right.
It says he's 160 here, but he looks he looks a lot bigger than that though.
But 160, I mean, that's a little small. That's my concern on him is that, and we have a few small players here that you don't want to really get rid of. So I don't know.
He looks way bigger than that on the ice though. Like he's built.
Boom! Nice hat trick for Harvey Pinard.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, nice. Oh, you're not watching?
I didn't want to spoil it.
No, I get it, but now you can. Nice setup too. Really nice play. Awesome.
I want you to feel the excitement of being able.
No, I appreciate that. They don't let me in the chat usually, or the guys like matter in it. So I appreciate it. Believe me.
Yeah, it was a great tip.
It brings a good question. I get asked a lot. My opinion is I don't see how Harvey Pinard goes back to Laval. What do you think?
He doesn't. No,
he can't go back, right? There's no way.
No, he's been probably the top 5, top 6 most productive forward since he's
coming up.
Since he's been called up.
And I'm proud of this kid because if you go back to when they drafted him, I did a video the next day. I pointed him out and said, this kid's going to make it and we're going to love him. And I was freaking right because I saw him in the Memorial Cup and I really liked him. And this kid's going to be good. And then we got him in the 7th round. Like, how? Anyways, a steal.
So he currently has 12 goals now with his hat trick, 12 goals and 5 assists in 29. This is his 29th game of the season.
That's just awesome. I mean, this guy should be a 4th liner, everyone thought, and he can play anywhere. He makes Byron, like, I mean, anybody thinking Byron can come back, he makes Byron like, you don't need, but he's that type of player. He's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
he can play anywhere.
He's an energy guy. He's like Tampa won. The reason why Tampa won the cup, back-to-back cups, is partly because they had guys like Blake Coleman and Barclay Goodrow.
Yeah.
Who are the same type of player.
Yeah.
Who can play up and down the lineup, can play in all situations, can get you a goal if you need a goal, play.
Isn't it why they paid so much to get Brandon Hagel last year too? I mean, that's the same kind of a player, just like that, right?
Yeah, same kind of player.
Yeah, I really like Harvey Pinard. He's impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been almost a revelation of sorts for people who haven't been following, the Habs.
I think so, yeah,
too closely.
Yeah, I think so.
Like we've been talking about this guy as Mini Gallagher since 2019.
Right.
People who follow the Habs closely, but people who just watch the games.
That's his nickname is Lavaliger. So
yeah,
they thought so too in Laval.
Yeah.
Drouin goes off for holding a stick.
There's a guy. His size doesn't deter him. He's only 5'9", right? So
no, but he plays a big game for a smaller guy. He plays like Gallagher. I mean, Gallagher, small guy, but he plays that huge kind of a game. This penalty. Oh, I thought it was Drouin who took the penalty. Anyway,
It is. Columbus is
Drouin.
still in the
Do
Columbus
they
is
sign
on.
Drouin again?
No,
Absolutely not.
no, he's not. He's not going
There's
to be
no way.
re-signed. I think
There's no
he'll get
way.
PTO'd. He'll get PTO'd by a team looking for some depth scoring in like mid-September, right before
Or
training camp starts.
signed by a lower level team, like a Chicago, like a Columbus.
Yeah.
That's what I think. He gets signed
Yeah.
to a short-term contract, not expensive, by a team that needs to fill in the roster. That's personally what I think. But you might be right. A PTO to a team, that makes sense. I didn't really think about it that way. Yeah, I could see that. He's not going to Europe. This little late streak probably assures him a contract in the NHL. I think.
Yeah, he is still an NHL forward.
Yeah,
it's just
he needs to go somewhere else.
What does somebody want to pay him? Does someone want to give him a shot?
And he could do well somewhere else, but he needs to go somewhere else.
I don't see why he wouldn't do well somewhere else. He's a great passer and he's a great puck carrier.
And without the pressure of Montreal and all that, I think he does well somewhere else, but he's got to go somewhere else.
Right? He's been asked in Montreal to do more than what he's capable of at times.
True. And when they brought him in, it was too big of a role for him. I agree.
Yeah. Right.
And they paid him way too much.
He's a guy. He's a second line power play guy who can get you a zone entry and who can make a nice cross seam pass.
And who might not be there at the end of the season when you go to the playoffs. I mean, listen, it's not I'm not trying to be overly critical, but it's true. I mean, that's just true. For whatever reason, year after year, he's just not there at the end of the year usually. I'm almost surprised he's still playing this season. But he's playing for a job. He has to.
He is. He's playing for his next contract right now.
Yeah.
And that's why you can see the production, tick up to what we would expect from a player who was scoring at, if not an even better pace than Nathan MacKinnon was in the Q, and was drafted third overall. Right?
And who put up decent numbers in 50 odd point. I mean, that's decent, but he just, I don't know. It's just, anyway. We won't have to talk about him next year. All right, so we got 1:31 left in the second as we wind down. It's 6-2. Did I miss a goal? No. It's 6-2 Montreal. Somebody had that actually in the score.
Wow.
And the shots are 24-14. So Montreal just at this point they're dominated. They dominated the second period. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So I would say Montreal is going to win there's still a period to go, but I think they're going to win the tiebreaker of the season series here. We'll hear about it. They should have lost this game. Why? It's not going to affect their standing, I don't think.
No.
They're going to finish in fifth, and I don't think even sixth, because the two teams ahead of them are starting to pull away, Arizona and Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think Arizona's got two games on them now.
And they got 4 points ahead of them, too. Philadelphia and Arizona, 4 points.
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. 2 games.
They might have games in hand. I don't know.
I don't know if they have games in hand. They might have 1 game in hand, but I know they're 2 games ahead of them. So like they're 4 points ahead.
And at this point in the season, that's tough to it's tough for Montreal to climb over that. I don't think they still got a hard schedule. The 9 games is not easy. And they end against Boston, but I'm not worried about that game. I would figure Boston's going to be sitting guys for that last game.
Boston will definitely be.
And they might
I'm just more worried about Florida. I'm worried about Florida making it into the playoffs.
I kind of think they are. I've given up on that. I think they're going to make it, and I'm not going to worry about it.
I just want Florida to keep losing, because the more Florida loses, the better the player they pick. And if Florida ends up being a playoff team, then
it's out of our hands. That's all I can say.
What do you do with that pick? Do you pick the player, or do you trade it like we did for Kirby Dach?
Oh, I think it's up in the air. I think they decide at the draft, right?
You have to decide at the draft. Like if a player falls to you at 14 or 15, like Cole Caulfield did in 2019, then you make the pick.
Right.
They were trading the pick if Cole Caulfield didn't.
They were, and then Timmins like 5 or 6 picks ahead, said, no, wait a second. They were going to trade the pick. And he said, no, wait. He's going to drop. And he did. And good that. So we owe Cole Caulfield to Trevor Timmins. If anybody says no, that you're lying, because he is the one that said, wait, because they were going to trade that pick.
Yeah, Burge was on the phone. I remember watching that video.
He was on the phone.
He was on the phone to trade that pick. And, Timmins was like, you gotta watch for this kid.
Yeah, look, he could drop. If he drops, we're gonna, so yeah, good move by Timmins there.
Yeah, there's one kid who could do the same thing. There's actually a couple kids that could do the same thing. Braden Yeager and Andrew Crystal, 2 guys in the WHL who are putting up monster seasons.
Think they could drop?
Yeah, and I think they could drop because they're not the biggest guys. Braden Yeager's 6 foot, $165. Andrew Crystal's 5'10", $165.
Right.
And they've been flying under the radar. Like, they would be top 5 picks if this wasn't the Connor Bedard draft.
Right.
Because people are so enamored with what Bedard is doing. Like, here, I have Braden Yeager's stats up right here. He has 78 points in 66 games.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
He has 50 assists. And I've watched multiple interviews of Braden Yeager, and like they did a hit on him, like WHL did like a hit piece on him, like off the ice, and he just seems like a great kid, like off the ice, like
that's the kind of guy.
Community, like he gives back, volunteers at hockey camps, like he does stuff for his community that like makes you think, all right, this kid is a stand-up kid off the ice too, right?
That's who they're looking for. They're
which
looking
is what you want, right? And
they're definitely looking at character guys like that.
Yeah, and he just seems like just a great all-around kid on and off the ice. And then Andrew Crystal has 90 points in 53 games this season, and he's electric. Like I've watched some of his games, and like anytime he's got the puck, he's making something happen.
I've seen some highlights because on Twitter I've seen those guys. A lot of people talk about them, so I've seen them a little bit. So
now Andrew Crystal is not necessarily a 200-foot player, but what he does with the puck is
you need all kinds of players. You need guys that can put the puck in the net too.
Yeah.
On a regular basis. So
in 53 games he has 90 points. So
do you think there's any chance there's supposed to be 1 or 2 goalies in the first round? They expect to go in the first round. Any chance you think Montreal, if Florida say gives them a pick in the early 20s, you think they do something like that?
No.
You don't think they go for a goalie first round?
There's
I've been saying
too many impact players that could
that makes sense.
Be top 4 defensemen, top 6 forwards.
I kind of thought if they got a 3rd pick in the first round, maybe you could. But I kind of don't think. I think you're right. There's too many good offensive players in the first round. And
even if they end up, even if those guys don't end up dropping, and one of either David Reinbacher, Axel Sandin Palika, or Lucas Dragicevic, those are like the 3 best defensemen in this year's draft. They all fill a need: a mobile, puck moving, solid 2-way defenseman that is going to eat up a crap ton of minutes and is going to be a top 4 defenseman at the NHL level. Like, why would you pass up picking a guy like that?
Yeah. No, makes sense.
One of those 3 guys will be available at the 14th pick.
Right. Best player available. Hopefully they go with that, right? Okay, let's see what's being said here. I've been sorry, guys, for ignoring you. Andrew asked this, though. Have you heard of Jordan Dumais?
Yes.
So he's asking, have you seen what he's been doing?
I haven't been paying too much attention to the Q players outside of our Habs Q players, but I know that Dumais is putting on a heck of a season right now.
Yeah, I haven't heard of him before.
He's on a heater. He's on a Joshua Waugh level. Last year's Joshua Waugh level season right now. He's got 140 points in 64 games. So,
who's who? I know all about Lemieux and how he saved Pittsburgh. That's what when we were talking about Bedard possibly going to Columbus, I mean, that's what would happen if Bedard went to Columbus. Probably save that franchise, right?
Mhm.
Just like Lemieux did. And who else am I thinking that did that as well?
Crosby also kind of saved Pittsburgh.
Crosby, going back both times Pittsburgh, but you're right, Crosby. Yeah.
But yeah, Dumais is having an unbelievable season.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that name yet.
He was drafted by Columbus in the 3rd round.
Dumais?
Yeah.
So he's already drafted.
Yeah, of the previous
draft. Okay.
A late bloomer. But I always take those Q stats with a grain of salt.
Who says if the first pick, if it's not Bedard, that GM's going to have feces in his mailbox every morning for the next 35 years? Okay, here's a question that I get a lot, and I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. People asking about if you could trade up to get Connor Bedard, would you do it? Yeah, but who's going to trade down from Connor Bedard?
No one's trading down.
Exactly, right? I mean, Montreal, if they can trade up to get Connor Bedard, I'd do it in a second. But where are you going to get that deal, right? It's not happening. Any info on Norlinder? What do you think they do with Norlinder? I said last season I thought Norlinder would get traded in the offseason. Maybe this offseason, but I don't think he's part of their plans necessarily. Good depth maybe down the line, but what do you think about Norlinder?
I don't know if he becomes a 7th defenseman or if he becomes a career NHLer at this point.
Right. No, I agree with that. And I think if they can put him in a deal to make a deal happen, that's what they're going to do with guys like Norlinder. We were talking earlier about there's too many good, some of them have to go. He was one of the early ones, but I mean, he's not as good as what's here now in the pipeline.
There is a pipeline of defensemen, and Norlinder does not, if you look at
far down.
The log jam of left shot D-men that they have in the pipeline right now, Norlinder is probably the 6th or 7th best left.
Right. So I think he gets moved. I personally think he gets moved.
Right. If Norlinder was a right shot, you might be talking a little bit different, right? Because right now there are 2 right shots that are in the pipeline are Barron and Mailloux right now.
Right. No, right. They're short on the right side. The left side is jammed up though. So maybe they move Norlinder and they get a guy on the right side. Like who knows?
But they have Harris can play the right side. So
Harris plays both sides. True.
Yeah. So it's not
and Matheson too.
Huge deal. Yeah, it's not a huge deal.
No.
But if you really want right left, then
right. No, I agree. If you want that, but some guys can play both sides.
Yeah.
Drafts to staff. Okay, yeah, we said that. MTG. What players
would someone
trade for the number one? What players would someone trade for the number 1 pick? There's who?
There's no player. There's no player that would be accepted.
No. Andrew, no, I'm sorry.
You wouldn't be able to trade Connor McDavid for the 1st overall pick this year.
No, and why should you? I mean, who would do that at this point, right?
Nobody would do it.
Because I wouldn't do it for sure. Just to say, Andrew, the reason that Luca's on here, because Luca's been on many times. I used to have people from the audience in. I don't do that anymore. So I apologize.
I've been grandfathered in.
You've been grandfathered in, 100%. You think Mailloux will be good? Thoughts will be good. Thoughts if his situation will affect. I guess the baggage he carries. What do you think? What's your thoughts on Mailloux?
He's going to become an NHL defenseman.
Yeah, I think without a doubt.
He's leading the OHL in defenseman goals, or I think he's tied now with Pavel Minchikov with like 24 or 25 goals or something like that. And he's played like 10 less games than him. Yeah,
no, he seems like the real deal. Next season, and like I think he's got but he's got one more. I think he's got one more eligible season to play with the Knights. He's got one more.
Yeah.
So where do you think though? AHL or with the Knights next season? What do you think?
With the Knights.
See, I said this the other day. I thought AHL. I recently changed my mind on that, and just the other day I was saying I think he goes back to the Knights if he's qualified. I didn't know, but that's when I found out that he's qualified for one more season there.
Yeah, his decision making in his own end is still questionable, right? Like offensively, he can go coast to coast and deke out an entire team.
Yeah, without a doubt. That way
he's got
he
a bomb
can.
of a shot from the point.
But
Like,
he's
it's all
underdeveloped.
there. It's
He's
all there
underdeveloped.
offensively, but it's his work in his own end.
And he's underdeveloped because of he missed a lot of hockey. There's 2
Yeah.
seasons where he missed a lot of hockey. He's underdeveloped, and it
Yeah.
makes sense to go back to London.
His suspension really hindered his development, right? So,
and COVID, with you combine the two, he missed a lot of hockey. That no matter how good he looks right now, he still has work that he's got to do down there.
Yeah, but the fact that he's gone from not playing competitive hockey for almost 2 years to point per game player in major junior, that quickly, right? Like,
yeah.
He's a kid that can learn quickly, and he's a talented hockey player, right?
He is. He's a talented hockey player.
He's 2 years away.
I think you're right.
This year, he's not even a next year, right?
Yeah, no, in London next year, the year after in the AHL, and then go from there, I guess. At that point. But I think, that's what happens with him.
Yeah, but he eventually becomes an NHL player.
Dave, hey, by the way, Boozer, I didn't say hi to you. I apologize. Do you think that Montreal would go and get Carter Hart? What do you think of the Carter Hart rumors?
I've been paying too much attention. Why does Carter Hart want out of Philly?
No, they're talking about they need to move Carter Hart so they can start their rebuild.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if he is him. If Carter Hart is him, like I'm not sold that he's a 55 start guy and can get you 30 something wins.
Right, and if he's not, then why are you going after
the season?
Right, if he's not, then why are you going to make a trade?
Flashes of that? Like, you see the saves he's able to make and his ability to track the puck and things like that. But I don't know if he's that guy. Like, his best season here, I got it up right here. His best season is 24 wins in 43 games with a 2.42 goals against average, and that was in 2019-2020. But since then, the last 2 full seasons, 2021-22 and 22-23, 13-24-7, 21-21-10.
Yeah, no, he's not. I wouldn't go after him.
Not that much better than what Montembeault has been able to put together this season.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I stay with Monty. I stay with Monty on that. He's cheaper, and like you said, he's delivering about the same.
And you would think at this point now he's 24, going to be 25 this season.
He hasn't hit his. He's not in his prime, so there's still potential.
There's still a little bit of potential, but how much more versus what you're going to have to give up for him. If you want to get Carter Hart, you're trading away Florida's pick, guaranteed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're trading away one of Harris, Struble,
trading
one
somebody.
of those young left shot defense that you have,
right?
And
right there, it's not worth
maybe another prospect.
And I don't think it's worth it because I'll tell you, this is what my feeling is. Carter Hart's been around long enough. I don't know that there's that next level that you want to trade for as the guy that you're going to, I think Monty still has the same potential to maybe be that guy. I don't think, now he's not at his prime yet, Carter Hart, but he's on his way back down almost from reaching a high, and I don't know if he's on his way down or what, I wouldn't give what you're going to have to get Carter Hart. That's what I think.
There are smarter, if people want to trade for a goalie, there are smarter options to pick that are younger and that have more upside than
I see kind of like the way Binnington's gone. I'm worried that that's what we're going to get from Carter Hart, which is just not. It's unreliable. Not the hotheaded stuff.
I think it's too early to tell that. I think it's too early to.
I'm just saying it's a feeling I have. I'm not, but that's my fear if you go after Carter Hart.
And Carter Hart's going to be a good NHL goalie for a long time. It's just, is he that guy? Like, is he the guy that you're going to, give up a first round pick and a prospect for? Right?
And maybe more.
And maybe more. And I don't think he's done enough in a decent amount of sample size. He's been a pro for 5 seasons. This is his 5th pro season.
Right.
I don't know if he's done enough, with enough.
I agree.
Like, with the sample size that he has, like,
Yeah,
His
no, I'm not going after him.
career best season is 24 wins.
I wouldn't be going after him. Brad says Montreal should trade for Askarov from Nashville. That's who Jeff wanted. Jeff really wanted Askarov.
He's hilarious. I've watched that guy play live so many times, watching World Juniors, and he's like absolutely crazy as goalie people can come.
Right, and goalies
the way he plays the game, like he is Vasilevsky, but just wired to another level of crazy. And that can either be really, really good for you in situations or really, really bad for you.
Right.
In situations,
so
right?
I know. I agree. I don't know what his progression's been since the draft. He was in the Caulfield draft. Was that the year Askarov or the year after? I don't remember.
No, I think he's younger.
He's younger by a year or two. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure that I'm not sure I would trade for Askarov.
Yeah, Askarov is the year after. He was the year after.
What was the year after?
He's a talented goalie though. Like when I watched him play in the World Juniors, like he was stealing games.
I know Jeff really was high on Askarov. MTG asks Luca, is the rebuild over after this draft? Prospect pool looking pretty good, and I'm predicting a breakout year from Slavkovsky coming up. I mean, I could say no, it's not over.
It's not over.
What do you think?
It's not over.
That's not. It's 2-3 years. I mean, I just had this in the the last game. Kent Hughes did an interview with The Athletic, and I mean, they asked him about it. He said 2-3 years.
Yeah, it's not over. Like, it's not over, sure. Contenders are built through the draft, but also you look at what Gordon did with the Rangers. He traded for Zibanejad and he signed Panarin in free agency. It's over when we make that move. Whether
right. I see what you're saying.
What everyone wants to sign PLD at the end of 2024 season when he becomes a UFA. Everyone wants to do that move. Whether it's that move plus trading for another big impact point per game player or a 25, 26 minute a night blue liner, like that's when it's over.
Right.
When you're ready to contend.
Your opinion on PLD? Would you do it?
I mean, I don't know. Like you hear rumors about his locker room presence and the stuff off the ice. Like I don't know enough about him if those rumors are true or not. So from a skill standpoint, he would be a great player to have because he's a skilled player.
Definitely.
He can do everything. He can do
it's
everything.
That other stuff. It's the other stuff.
It's the other stuff. And Hughes and Gordon are, if they want to do that, they're going to sit down with him and they're going to talk about that stuff with him and see if he's a fit for the locker room. Because right now, the Habs locker room is filled with guys who are not only good hockey players, but are great character guys.
Right. And they all pull for each other. It's a family in there. You bring in a guy that could be a little whiny and whatever, complaining and all. It's not good. You don't want to do that to your team.
Exactly. And those are rumors. Like we don't know. And if they don't end up signing Pierre-Luc Dubois, it's not because he's not a good hockey player.
But again, signing him, he's an RFA next year. So someone's got to sign him. They got to sign him for next year. Or you got to trade for him. I don't think Montreal is going to be able to sign him. You got to trade for him. So you got to give up.
If they trade for him this year, that's like completely going off the plan.
It's too much, and you got to give up too much to get him, and then you got to pay him a lot. And I don't think it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. They have a good thing going right now. Just keep
face-off just happened for me, by the way.
Keep it going.
Third period's underway. It's been underway for about a minute.
30 seconds. I'm 30 seconds in.
Yeah.
Now 40 seconds in.
Yeah, I'm at 15 seconds in.
Okay.
So we're not that far behind.
You're only 30 seconds behind. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not horrible. It's been worse on hockey TV before.
Yeah. It's on City TV or like
I know I can't but it's bad weather here. My antenna's out and everything, and it keeps going out. I can't even watch it. It's not even good enough to watch.
On hockey is awesome. You get every junior game, every.
Oh yeah, I for that, yeah. But they're not. NHL 66 was better at being more on time, but then now NHL 66 is pay only.
Oh, okay.
You got to pay. So
I've been using On Hockey when the
Yeah, me
games have
too.
been
Since
quiet.
then, I've been
Yeah.
using it too. Got no choice. So we're a minute in. This looks more like the first period. This period so far just started off, obviously.
Well,
But
it's also 6-2, right?
it's also 6-2. Yeah. Also, the Jackets are on second game of back-to-back. They lost. They won in overtime last night against the Islanders. So
Oh,
yeah, I figure they might be a little tired at this point
yeah.
too. So I doubt. I can't see them coming back 4 goals.
No.
I can't see that at all. And then again, it's happened. I mean, it's not like it can't happen, but I don't see it happening here tonight.
It's
They
not.
don't. They don't look like they have any sense of urgency.
No.
The Jackets at
It's
all.
not happening. It's not happening. It's gonna be a Montreal Canadiens win.
This could go. I mean, it could go like I could see this being an 8-2 game yet. You know,
Maybe.
that's not what I would have thought, man. I had it 4-2. I thought it would be a better game from the Jackets. I don't know why. It's not like they're a great team. Andrew says Slavkovsky will be a generational talent once he grows into his body.
Ooh.
I don't think that. I mean,
I don't know.
I think he'll be a good.
generational.
I could give him maybe he could be a great player. I'm not going to give him generational.
No.
I don't even know I'm going to give him elite until he is elite. You know what I mean?
I only use you can only really use generational for one player every 10 years because that's what defines
Really,
like,
it's true. It's
the
true.
player that defines the generation. Like McDavid is a generational player.
That's right. And
Ovechkin
Connor
and
Bedard, Crosby, Connor Bedard probably will be, but his career will have to prove that out. But I mean,
yeah, Connor
probably
Bedard,
will be.
I wouldn't say Connor Bedard is generational yet because he hasn't done anything.
He's not. No, I said probably will be.
He's a franchise player because he will change the outlook of your franchise.
Yes, for sure right now. But I said he will probably be a generational player, but he has to play to prove that out.
Eventually, he will be deemed a generational player. But right now, he's a franchise player, just like as McDavid was touted as a franchise player.
So to say Slavkovsky will be the best player of his generation, I don't think so. I'm sorry.
No, I can't see it. He's gonna end up becoming a point per game player.
I think he'll be a great hockey player.
Is a great hockey player, borderline elite hockey player, but he's not going to be franchise or generational. No. If he was going to be that, then we wouldn't have been having Wright versus Slavkovsky debates.
Wait a second. That's great to trade for these goaltenders, but what are you going to give up? Lane, they're not. Okay, I can't read that. The Lightning took 7 years to rebuild, and before Stamkos came in the building, that's what she said last night. The thing had been empty for some years. Don't panic at year 2 of rebuild. I don't think anyone's panicking, but don't push the rebuild. Don't speed it up. You know, for no reason.
We have no reason. What's the reason to speed it up?
It's our rose-colored glasses that we see our team win with.
Yeah, I know. We're starting to sound like Leaf fans now. We got to watch ourselves.
Well, no, it's not us. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it. When I first started 4 years ago, man, I was just a raw Habs guy. I've toned that down quite a bit since then.
Hey, if it wasn't for Fantilli having probably one of the greatest NCAA freshman seasons of all time, Sean Farrell and Lane Hudson could be like both in the top 3 of Hobie Baker voting.
Well, aren't they? But aren't they? They're top 10 of Hobie
No, they're
Baker.
in the top 10, but then they narrowed down to 3.
Oh, do they? I think that was a question I had asked. Did they narrow it yet, or when did they narrow that? Not for a bit yet. Right?
I don't know.
Something just happened. Everyone's screaming. I wasn't looking. We're about 5 minutes in here to the third. The crowd is loud.
Got the Olays. I have the volume off, but I imagine they got the Olays going.
Yeah, they're doing a wave, and they're doing all kinds. They're making a lot of noise. I thought something might have just happened, like a big hit or something.
They're probably getting some Olays going. I'm gonna look up the Hobie Baker finalists. I think I think the players I know right now that are finalists are obviously Hudson and Farrell, Fantilli, Logan Cooley, Devin Levi,
Parrots.
Coronado.
Parrots is in there. Hudson. Oh, we said that. You said Hudson.
Yeah.
Yannick Parrots. Isn't he a top 10?
Let's see. I have the list right here. Fantilli, Farrell, Colin Graff, Lane Hudson, Matty Nyes, the Toronto prospect.
Yeah.
Logan Levi, Yaniv Parrots, yep. Blake Piatila, Jason Poland.
Seems like the pace is picked up here. I'm not sure.
Obviously Logan Cooley too. Those are the guys. So it looks like it'll be between Cooley, Fantilli, and probably Devin Levi. Will probably be the final ones.
Devin Levi?
Yeah, those will probably be
fair enough.
The final three.
Not bad though, having two of the prospects in the top 10.
Yeah, and actually Caulfield's Colby Baker season not that much different than Farrell's season this season.
Yeah. Not
that much different. Caulfield had 30 goals and 22 assists. Farrell had, I'll pull it up right now. I want to say 20 and 30. I think he probably got like the reverse. Let me see.
Yeah, the reverse.
20 and 33.
Look at that. It's like exactly
versus 30 and 22.
Yeah, that's funny.
So Farrell had one more point. No, but Farrell's not a pure goal scorer like Caulfield. Farrell's a dynamic play driving, playmaking winger.
Yeah,
he's some scoring touch.
But he's a playmaker. He's a really smart player. Super talented too.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like people are like, oh yeah, he's kind of like Johnny Gaudreau, and then you look at the similarities between the two and how they play, and it's like he looks exactly like the way Johnny Gaudreau played in college. Like identical.
I wouldn't mind having a guy like that.
He plays the game the same way. So now will he be that good? Who knows?
No, that's you got to get him up here and let him find out because that's the only way to know.
He thinks the game that way. He processes the game at a high level. Like I don't know if you read that article that Adam Nicholas.
I read. I think I didn't read the whole article, but I read some of it anyway, or like excerpts from it.
Yeah. Adam Nicholas said that John Farrell is probably one of the smartest, if not the smartest player he's ever worked with.
Yeah, the smartest. I think he said the smartest player he's ever at that age or whatever, like that he's seen.
Yeah,
it's high praise. He gave him high praise. I mean, skills
wise, it's high praise considering that Adam Nicholas worked with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner at the same age.
Yeah, that's very true.
So, if you look at who Nicholas has worked with and his track record, he's worked with elite NHL.
Yeah, I know. Right? Adam Nicholas has,
For him to be saying that, he's not saying that just to say that.
No, not just because he's one of his players.
He knows he could get put on blast for it, but he's saying it because he means it.
Because it's true. We're approaching the halfway mark of the third. On my clock.
A lot of sustained ozone time here for Montreal this shift.
Yeah, no, but they're good energy and they're really looking. I think they're looking to get another goal or two. I like that they just keep going. Even when they're down, they still keep trying.
You know what? Half the team is from the Always Hungry League, so they're trying to prove that they deserve a spot to be on this team next year when everyone's healthy, right?
True, not as much now. There's a few guys back, but you're right. I mean, there's these guys are trying to get a job up here for next year.
Yeah.
What do you think of Ullinen? You think he has earned a job next year? He's on the edge there, though.
He's on the edge. Yeah, he's
on 13th, the edge.
13th forward.
He's playing.
Yes.
He's played well. And next year he'll be a little bit older and a little bit better. I think he'll compete for a job though next year.
Oh, he'll compete for a job for sure.
He's got a good.
It's a matter of though. at training camp, does Waugh make it out? Does Farrell make it out? Like, you
Yeah,
know what I
no,
mean? Like, they
Well,
have
they'll-
guys coming up. Like Owen Beck was really
sure.
close to making the team this year.
I know. No, there's a
Right?
crop.
And
There's
those
going to be
are
a
all
crop.
guys that are going to make the team ahead of
Yeah, no, next year instead of like the defensive rookies, we'll have a crop of forwards rookies. Definitely is going to be. I got to figure at least 3,
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to do the same thing. They want to develop, and next year's another development year. So
exactly, and then if they're lucky enough to draft, I'm not going to say Bedard. If they're lucky enough to move up to draft Fantilli, if they're lucky enough to move up to draft Carlson, Fantilli and Carlson are pretty much NHL ready from both a size standpoint and from a skill standpoint.
Right.
They have all the tools to jump into the NHL and, not be elite players right away, but make an impact right away.
Right. Well, you don't expect them to be elite right away, but yeah, no, I agree. So the draft is really gonna be like a key for direction and who might be here next year. If they get a guy like Fantilli, well, okay. Here's something. St. Louis was just asked about Doc. He says, for sure, Doc their plans for Doc is as a center. Right? So what was my point here?
If they draft Fantilli or Carlson, who are both centers.
Right. And so like are they looking at it and saying, are they saying that we don't know that we're going to get that. We're looking at what we got here right now and looking forward from there, right? But then they can adjust
that's
after the draft, right?
That's exactly what they're saying. They're going to draft best player available.
But I like that Doc is a center for them, because Doc, I think, is proving he's a center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's also proved that he can play on the wing with Suzuki too. Like,
great.
And he's proven that as well. Like he can play both positions, right?
Which is good, right? Because having 2 centers on a line, not a bad thing either.
No, not a bad thing at all.
Especially if you got 2 guys that are kind of different and they can work off each other, and then you've always got a center to take a draw.
Yeah.
Right? One gets thrown out, Yeah, I think that's I think a lot of NHL teams are going to go that way, having drafting high on centers, having them as wingers.
Well, look at Draisaitl and McDavid. They're both centers.
No, that's right.
But Draisaitl can move to the wing.
I'm just saying, I think more and more you're going to see that as an approach to, to winning the middle, to winning down the middle is,
And this draft is winning down the middle, this upcoming draft.
Yeah, without a doubt, right?
There's I don't know if Bedard projects as a center at the NHL level. He probably will end up moving to the wing, because that's what
size-wise probably too. Yeah.
And he's a scorer. Like, he's a great playmaker, but he's a scorer, like, at heart. Like, he wants to.
No, there's no doubt.
He wants to shoot the puck.
Yeah, this kid he's got the full package. I mean, He can make plays and he can finish probably equally, right?
Yeah, equally. But he's more of a finisher than a playmaker at the next level, because his shot is
what you want in a winger. You want a guy that can So yeah, but we're not getting Bedard. That's just it's not happening. Oh boy, what a way to dream though.
All I know is it's a 1 in 12 chance, 8.5%.
Here's something interesting. MTG saying, on paper the Habs are looking like the new Misfits a la Vegas, and he likes it a lot. What do you think about that?
Misfits, I don't know where the comparison's coming from.
Vegas in their first season, they had all the, after the draft, they had all the throw-offs from the other teams. That's what bonded them and kind of drove them. I don't really see that here. I see it more like, if you see them as misfits, it's because of the coaching, in my opinion. You're not used to seeing guys kind of that free to create out there, as a team.
I can see where the point's coming from with guys like, Doc, who Chicago kind of gave up on, like a guy like Gurianov, who the Stars gave up on.
Yeah, no,
right? I can kind of see that. And like if they end up trading the Florida pick for a Capo Caco or a Lafreniere or a similar type player who like a team is going to give up on,
right.
I can see the
You're right. I
comparison.
didn't look at it that way. You're right. I definitely think you're right on that then.
Yeah, I can see where that's coming from now that you've like kind of clarified that. But there's a lot of differences too. There's a lot
if
of
it bonds them, I'm all for it. If they find an identity in that, that's good. You know
what, they can find an identity in it because almost every player on the Habs has been knocked at some point in their development for being, for having something that'll impair them from exceeding at the next level.
Right on down.
Whether
from
it's Suzuki being a below average skater, that was always his knock in junior.
Which he fixed though.
He's built like a fire hydrant, but he's below average skater. He's a great skater.
But he fixed it. No, he did that after being acquired by the Habs. I think that season in between junior and him making the team, he specifically that offseason concentrated on his skating with a specialist. And it worked because his skating is not a problem anymore.
Yeah, watch the game, coach.
Someone's scoring.
I'm not going to say who.
Well, unless the play's going to move because it's in the Habs zone now. No, here it comes. 2-on-1. Belzile back to who's he with there? Tierney. Nice passing play there. 2-on-1 by Belzile and Tierney.
Yeah, I know. Nice. That's two always hungry. See, always hungry league.
Yeah. Well, Tierney sort of. He's a corner like a fringe NHL, but that's only his second goal, I think, as a Hab, if I'm right.
Yeah,
Tierney, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of thought
going back to that point, it's like Caulfield too small, Suzuki not a good enough skater.
Right? No, same. Right? Exactly. Belzile on that. You think he has an NHL job here next year?
No.
You don't think so?
No. There has to be more injury. There has to be injuries again.
Okay,
or if they trade away guys at the deadline for whatever reason.
But that would mean that they'd have to re-sign him. I think Belzile has to be signed for next year. But impressive. I mean, at his age, he's having a really good half of the season. Like good.
He's a UFA. You're right, Rick.
He's a UFA.
I could see him getting anher 1 year, $750,000.
Yeah, I mean for depth, if anything, at least for depth, right?
Yeah, or they don't. They'll probably end up just qualifying Pizzetta to do the same thing.
True. I mean, true.
Right. Or they can move on from him, and if they really want quote unquote depth, then they bring up Joel Teasdale, Anthony Richard, Xavier Simoneau, Mitchell Stevens, like guys that Jan Mishak, like guys that are under contract that they can bring up from the AHL, and that'll do the same thing that Belzile is doing, right? So I don't know what the brass thinks of him. If they want to move on from him, or he might be just an insane glue guy. He might just be such an amazing glue guy in the locker room and like a guy that you have to have around, and we don't even know.
True.
Like we don't know, right?
No, we don't. I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble with the feed here. I gotta get it. Decided to crap out on me. Every time I click to go full screen, it just pops up something.
So the puck was on, I think, one of the Blue Jackets defensemen's sticks, and then Tierney just like hit the guy's stick, and then it went in. So I don't even.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I don't think he got a stick on the puck. Like the Blue Jackets defenseman tried to put a stick down on the ice to intercept it. He did, but then Tierney pushed it off of his stick and into the net.
But if he doesn't touch the puck, isn't it Belzile's goal?
No. I think he ended up getting the puck at the end of the day. But Rick, what did you say? What did you say before the game could eventually get to?
8-2. Well, it's 7-2 now.
Yeah,
I'm on their feed, the away feed, because wrapped out. It's 7-2. I missed the seventh goal. No, Tierney's seventh goal.
Yeah, Tierney was the seventh goal.
Eighth goal's coming up, in other words. Let's see how they do it. I got no sound, so
great goal.
Nice. Suzuki. No, wait,
Yeah.
who got that?
Suzuki.
Okay.
Yeah. Great goal.
That's his 22nd.
23rd now, I think.
23rd? 22nd. You might be right, 23rd. I'd like to, Caulfield's been injured for so long. I'd like somebody
23rd.
to catch him.
23rd.
I'd like Suzuki to catch him because he's the only one that can. But, Caulfield's been out for so long. Somebody ought to catch his goal total.
Suzuki might.
He's only got 3 more to go. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine Caulfield been out since January, and he's going to lead the league and the team in goals the whole season.
He had 26 goals in.
I know, shows his potential, for
like.
I think he hits 50. I think he's going to be a 50 goal scorer, potentially 60 one year.
Yeah. Well,
he's got the potential.
Once they get Slavkovsky going.
Yeah, when you think about all the player, when everybody, is here and whatever, Caulfield should be able to score 50.
Yeah, whether it's Slavkovsky or it's Farrell or it's whoever they draft in this year's draft, playing with that. Those are probably going to be the 3 guys that are going to play with Suzuki and Caulfield long term. It's either going to be Slavkovsky, Sean Farrell, or whoever they draft in this year's draft with the 5th overall pick.
You got to think probably Slavkovsky based on size. If everything were, that's your ideal guy, right? Mm-hmm. For size.
Yeah.
I think
and then their second line could end up being Sean Farrell, Kirby Doc, and whoever they draft in this year's draft.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
crazy the potential.
That would be a great potential top 6 of all players who are going to be just entering their prime as the cup window opens. And
right.
So, if you look at it from that perspective, having everyone come up at the same time, your cup window's open for longer.
And it's going to be a pretty good top 9 as well.
Yeah,
there's going to be offense all around.
You look at players like Owen Beck, Philip Meshar, Joshua Waugh, Riley Kidney. Those are all players who are going to be impact players in the middle 6. They're not going to be top line players, but they're going to be middle 6 forwards that can score 30, 40 points a season. 200.
You bring up something that I think a lot of people aren't looking ahead at, and you bring up names that I think a lot of people weren't really looking at, because we've got there's going to be some change happening just based on the kids that are coming up. We don't know who's going to end up. It's real what the word I'm looking for, the overabundance of quality players in the pipeline, the potential, I'm not saying it well. We don't know who's going to be here. It's hard to say in 3 years exactly what this team's going to look like. It's going to be good, though.
It's hard to predict who's going to pan out.
Yeah, it's hard. That's it. Who's going to be actually here and who's going to be moved. But, well, okay, here's a question that a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people, my words are gone. Arbor Jack guy, what do you think his future here is?
I think just the way that the organization and the fans have responded to him and how much better he's gotten since the time I knew him in high school to how much work he's put in to become a solid player. I don't see why he's not a 3rd pair D-man on this team.
Do you also agree kind of that physical thing that he brings to the team is they need that?
Yeah.
And I think that keeps him from being that 7th defenseman. It keeps him in the lineup on a nightly basis because, we're seeing, since he got hurt, we're seeing how they miss him already for that physical side, right?
Well, if you go into the playoffs and you have to play in the playoffs against a player with his physical capabilities,
it's tough.
You don't want to touch that guy with a 10-foot pole.
You're going to the other side of the ice.
You do not want to be anywhere near him in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah.
And that in and of itself causes a forward to change the way they play. And if you can, on home ice, get the matchups you want, and you're matched up against the the best players on the best teams, if you can get that guy on the ice to knock off the best players, the opponent's best players off their game, sometimes that can make the difference in a 7-game series, right?
That's
like
a win.
it's the intangibles, that the physical presence and the ability to just shut a guy down with your physicality. Like, I know everyone's saying, like, puck moving, and you got to be able to walk the line, and you got to be super mobile, and you got to have a good, clean, crisp first pass, and you got to be able to pinch and stuff like that. Like, I know that's the way the game's trending, but there's always going to be a spot. As long as hockey's a contact sport, there's always going to be a spot for someone who can put a guy through 2 panes of plexiglass.
And he can play. It's not that he can't play, right? He can still play the game. He's a good defenseman. I don't think he's a top 4, but you want him there.
He's an average skater, average puck mover, average shot, but the one thing that sets him apart is the physicality, right? And that's what you need him for.
And you need him, and this team needs him. There's no freaking
you have the Hudsons and the Mayus and the Barons and the Harrises and the Ghoulies of this world and the Mathesons of this world to make up for that.
Saved there by Monty. I'm watching the American feed, and they got the tail on the puck.
Oh,
I don't like that. Brad asked the Wi-Fi. He says Wi-Fi should be a winger. What do you think of that? No. I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so
either. I'm sorry, Brad.
No, it's okay.
3:22 to go.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. 8-2. I mean, there's no doubt this game, Habs are winning. There's no doubt.
Well, they're going for another one here. They want more. They're not done yet.
No, I can see that, but I'm saying that they're not. Columbus ain't coming back. There's no way. Sean says some of these guys you're talking about are going to be part of trades because they're small.
Yeah, and that's not because they're small, but also because of the quality of players that we have. Not everyone's going to have a roster spot, and assuming that we're going to have a couple veterans we're going to sign in free agency, and you're going to trade for another impact forward or another impact defenseman. Like, your entire team isn't going to be made up of 22 to 25-year-olds. So that's just the nature of the beast.
Which is something, when you think about it, the bulk of these guys are going to be in the same age group and range, and they're going to move forward together. When they are in contention, I mean, the bond that these guys are going to have together, that's an intangible.
Yeah. I don't know if you follow baseball too much, Rick, but I follow baseball more than I follow hockey because baseball is my number 1 sport. But
okay.
The Blue Jays had 3 players come up all at the same time: Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, and Kevin Biggio, Craig Biggio's kid. They're all sons of ex-MLB players. Right. They all went through the minor leagues at the exact same time, and basically the Blue Jays have built a team around them because they all came up at the same time. They all have the intangibles, and now they've added pieces to that core of players, and they're in the
going to be good for a long time,
compete, right? They're in contention to compete for the next 3-4 years.
Exactly, and if with what Montreal's doing with that core being young and coming along, you're looking at like a 10-year window where they're, maybe I'm exaggerating a little there, but 6-7 years where this team
with the cap, it's hard to be 10 years.
Exactly, no, 10 years is tough, but 5 to 7 years is not hard, and that's what we're looking at.
Well, Caulfield's going to sign his 8x8 this summer, and
hopefully, what the hell's with that?
Probably by year 2, year 3 of that contract, the window will be open.
Right, exactly.
Like once Slafkovsky's ELC is done, then the window. I think that's when you start looking at, all right, we're competing now.
Yeah, no, I agree. 2-3 years. Well, I think 3 years down the road, they're making the playoffs. And then they start to move up to contention, But once they make the playoffs, well, the window's open because you make the playoffs, you never know, right?
Yeah, well, you saw that in the bubble.
Right, exactly, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Saw that in the bubble. Bergie built a team for the playoffs specifically.
For the playoffs, yeah.
Just get to the playoffs and anything can happen. And saw it happen.
And that's right. And I hope this. I think this team will be built for that kind of for the playoffs. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good playoff team, but
No,
we haven't gotten there yet.
they just need that goalie that can get them a win. Like you're not gonna get a Carey Price, but you just need a goalie that can get you a win very reliably.
MTG says, Rick and Luca, thoughts on not getting Bedard being a benefit and spreading out the salary cap with no highly paid talent? I don't think that either.
No, that does not apply.
I don't think that applies at all.
Not getting Connor Bedard is not a benefit.
No, exactly. And Connor Bedard is not going to. I mean, he's going to be on an ELC. He's going to 3 years of under $1 million.
Connor Bedard on an ELC by the third year of his ELC will be the best deal. Will be the best contract.
100%. And how is that being? How is that highly paid talent? But how is that highly paid talent when you got him 3 years under $1 million? I don't think not having him is spreading out the money. ELCs. I mean, by the time by
the time Connor Bedard's ELC is done, the cap will go up enough where we can have Suzuki and Caulfield be getting paid $8 million a season, and then Bedard getting paid whatever he's going to get paid.
Yeah, no, it'll cover it. By then, the cap will be going up.
The cap will be up by then, and we won't have to worry about that at all. Look at the Leafs. They're paying two guys almost $12 million each, and then they're paying another guy 10, and then they're paying another guy 8.
The Leafs, yeah.
Yeah. The Leafs have 4 players that are getting paid more than our highest paid players.
Yeah, but they can't put a proper team around them, though. Right now, they can't. It's getting better.
If the Leafs are fitting it under the cap, then we can put it under a $90 million cap once it gets to $90 million by the time Bedard's ELC.
No, okay, I'll give you that. And they made some really good moves. I think they made good moves. We'll see if it pays off or not. But yeah, okay, but I don't know. I don't like saying good things about the Leafs.
Well, no, I was just using them as a comparison to say that the cap won't be an issue because they're paying someone 11.6, 11, 10.9,
you're right.
7.5, and 7.
Yeah. Once the cap starts going up,
those are their top 5. Those are their top 5 paid players. Right now, Suzuki tracks to be our highest paid player at 7.8.
Right now, yeah. Well, I think there's a good chance Caulfield comes in a little.
He will sign the same contract, if not $8 million.
Yeah. You know what? I could see it being like 8.5 to 9. I could see it. I'm not saying it's happening. It's not going to shock me if Caulfield gets that kind of money.
All right, Habs win. 8-2.
Yeah, Habs win. Yeah. Before you go, what do you think's holding up Caulfield signing?
I don't know.
No idea. You haven't heard anything at all. No one's heard anything. It's a mystery, though. I would have thought he'd be signed by now. That's all I'm saying. But I guess it's not. It's going to be the off season. Which, all right. Thanks, Luca. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun having you here. I don't know if you're rushing off or not.
No, I'm not. I'm not in any rush to get
okay.
off.
I'm only going to stay about another 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'll stay on.
Okay, let's see what. So, ask away any questions you want. Brad says Tierney got hurt. Done for the. How do you know that he's done for the year already?
Well, everyone's done for the year now, Rick.
Pretty much, but I mean,
there's 8 games left.
Did he get hurt? Did you see it? I didn't see anything.
No, I didn't see anything.
Okay.
I see Carolina beat Toronto. That's on my feed right now.
Carolina beat Toronto?
Well,
that's always good.
50 seconds left in the game, but it's 5-3.
Yeah, they beat Toronto. Awesome. I always like seeing Toronto get beat. I can't say that ever makes me it never gets old. By the way, hey there, Randy. I didn't say hi to you before. Sorry about that.
I'm excited for May 8th. That's my Stanley Cup. May 8th is the Stanley Cup.
Kind of, I guess, right? Because I don't know. I don't know what to expect from the lottery. I just hope they can hold their position and not lose ground. Right?
I think if they can move up one spot, because there's one tier of player.
Wait, how could they move up?
Then there's a second tier of player.
But wait, how can they move up at the lottery without winning one of the 2 spots?
They can move up to second.
Right. I mean, that's it. They got to win one of the lotteries. Right.
Yeah.
I'm saying I hope that it's the 2 wins don't come from behind them.
Yeah.
And then push them back. That's what I'm saying. Because it's got to be, it's 50-50 on that, isn't it?
I have the odds right here. So there's a 44.2 plus 13.9 is 57, like 58.1% chance they drop. 58.1% chance they drop, and then a 41.9% chance that they go up. Or they stay or go up.
So they have a bigger chance to go back 1 or 2 than to
Yes, they have a bigger chance of going back 1 or 2 than they do of staying or moving up to first or second overall.
Right, which I thought I would.
But it's not that much. It's not that much.
No, it's basically 50-50, but
yeah,
but it's not exactly 50-50. But yeah, I mean, it could go either way, right? So
yeah,
I don't know. Unless I mean, they can stay where they are if the 2 teams that get them are ahead of them. Or yeah, so we'll see. I don't know what's the do you know what the percentage of that is that the lottery winners come from, like the top 5, the 6 to 10?
Ooh.
Is there any stats on that? I wonder.
You'd have to like pool everyone's percentages. Like you'd have to pool the percentages together.
Yeah, it's probably not out
Like,
there, but
you'd have to add it all up, and then basically you'd have to run the lottery 2 times.
okay.
So the percentage of both of them being below.
Right.
So I can do it right now. I have the percentages up and I have my calculator. I come prepared. I know that there's going to be questions about this stuff, so I make sure.
Well, it's a good question, right? Because I mean, everything comes down to math in the end, right?
Everything comes down to the math. Everything comes down to the math. I'm putting the teams that can get either first or second overall.
Well, yeah.
I'm not putting the teams that can get third overall. Because like Buffalo can win a lottery, but they can only move up to third. Oh, I guess I should put them in the.
No,
thing.
I'm not sure where Buffalo is, but 11 on down. Like if you're in 11th and you win the first pick, you get the first pick.
Yeah,
you move up 10.
Yeah, that's Washington right now. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to just see all the teams that could potentially leapfrog Montreal.
So that changed though. Washington moved to that changed then today. So
Buffalo can leapfrog.
Because I had
Florida's pick could leapfrog, but that doesn't count because that's still our pick. And then Calgary could leapfrog. So if you pool all of that in together, it's 37.8% chance that we could get leapfrogged by
that's not bad.
By one of these teams.
Yeah, it could happen. Listen, we don't know what's going to happen. So, yeah. The best thing is get down as low as they can. Which, unfortunately, at this point, I don't, like we were saying earlier, I don't think they're going to drop down before the end of the regular season from where they are.
No, it's going to be hard.
And I now that Arizona and Philadelphia have those 4 points on us, I kind of think that they stay where they are and they're not going to move anywhere. So
I agree.
We'll see. There's still 9 games, but we'll see. If they keep winning, though, I don't know. But this was a game I fully expected them to win. So I saw somebody have it that they're going to lose to Columbus. Like I don't see that at all. Anyway, all right. I'm going to take off though because I got to go eat. I'm hungry. I'm freaking starving actually. It was a lot of fun having you here, Luca.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We are starting a podcast. Hopefully soon enough. Definitely running in the off season. I'm going to invite you. Hopefully, I imagine you won't be having school and all that. You might have a day. So I'll get in touch with you when that happens. Love to have you as a guest on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll see. My school goes right to the end of May, so.
Oh no, don't worry. I doubt it's probably gonna start somewhere in May, June, but in the summer when you're off, we'll invite you on. and we'll talk about whatever's going on at the time.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Awesome. That would be great to have you. All right. So, yeah, we're going to take off here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. It was great. Next game is Monday, Tuesday. We got back-to-backs. Not the last set. The last 2 games are also back-to-back. Yeah, so I don't know who it is. I don't know who we're playing, but I'll be here. So thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the weekend. Till next time, stay safe. Peace out, and we'll see you soon. Ciao, everybody. Awesome.